FHA, Kenneth Chigelu, said the payment, which commenced yesterday, was in fulfillment of an agreed dictates of Public Accounts Abuja. At the two-day event described as the biggest challenge facing the service. The Nigeria Customs Service has said airlines operating across the country, including Air Peace, must pay all other appropriate charges aside from customs duties and value-added tax for the importation of aircraft and spare parts. It said this in reaction to the position of Air Peace Airline recently as regards the payment of duty on aircraft spare parts and engines. The Public Relations Officer, NCS, Joseph Otta, in a statement said the attention of the service was drawn to a deliberate misinformation by the chairman of Air Peace regarding payments of customs duty, VAT, and other charges on imported commercial aircraft and spare parts. Atta said the NCS was collecting duty and VAT in defiance of the federal government's executive order on commercial airlines and spare parts. The service said the act only granted exemptions to customs duty and VAT, stressing that all other charges, such as ECOWAS trade liberalization scheme and comprehensive import supervision scheme, must be paid for the importation of aircraft and spare parts. The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has assured members of the public that there was enough foreign exchange for them to meet their obligations. The governor of the bank, Godwin Emefiele, gave the assurance at the end of a monetary policy committee meeting in Abuja, where it held the monetary policy rate at 11.5% and retained all other parameters by maintaining the asymmetric corridor of plus 100 and minus 700 basis points. He was responding to concerns that some customers complained of scarcity of forex at the banks and that they could not pay their children's school fees abroad. Emefiele. On the foreign scene, African Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development have expressed commitment to implementing the necessary reforms needed to promote transparency and accountability to mobilize domestic and external resources. The ministry said this in a communique at the end of the United Nations Economic Commission for Africa's UNECA 53rd Conference of Ministers of Finance and Economic Planning and Development in Addis Ababa. The ministers stated that African countries had demonstrated the benefits of deploying technology to increase revenues, adding that many countries on the continent had introduced e-taxing to increase resource mobilization. They noted that countries were deploying digital platforms to engage local communities in the oversight of public spending and transparency, including through information gathering on public service delivery and the tracking of expenditure commitments. The minister further stressed that global support was, however, needed to continue the battle against IFFs, adding that this was needed particularly in the voice of the people.
Am I not a slave in Nigeria?
I refuse if you're a
slave. Let's not do that now. So the Nigerian
You spot the difference now? Grow your business today.
Grow your business today.
For the record,
get a wider customer base. Advertise with Today95.1
FM
to reach over 6 million people in our broadcast coverage area. So, pay us a visit now at our station, number 1 Today FM Drive, Rumekini, off East West Road, Port Harcourt. You can call our marketing lines on 080-3754-0101, 090-84-990-461, or 081-838-92850. You can also visit our website on www.todayfmlive.com. Today, 95.1 FM, voice of the people.
Every day on Today 95.1 FM, there's always an opportunity to comment and air your views on our various programs. It's not just about us. It's about you, your opinion, and your voice.
President, don't you think that it's time to step down, sir?
Be part of the story, the gist, reactions, intrigues, and the news.
President Neil Patrick Harris has called for greater regulation.
Give us a feedback or join the conversation on Twitter at TodayFM951, our Facebook Facebook address is Today95.1 FM or join us on the number 0701 933 9962. That's our WhatsApp application. Be informed, be educated, and have fun. We are Today 95.1 FM, voice of the people.
Today is business. Today is a new trend for your businesses. We give you all the information you need to grow your business, new ideas and innovations that keep you earning more and staying relevant.
Every day, we engage in business, buying and selling, trading, and exchanging of services as individuals or as a country. Money goes round, it goes up and down. But have you ever wondered what business is all about? And have you ever wondered how you can stand out in your business?
Today FM has got you covered in this all-new program, Business Today, every Wednesday between the hours of 1 p.m. to 2 p.m.
Learn all you need from professionals on how the country runs its business affairs and how you can be an outstanding entrepreneur and grow your business.
Business Today, every Wednesday between the hours of 1 p.m. to 2 p.m.
On Today 95.1 FM. 95.1 FM.
Today is business. Today is a new trend for your businesses. We give you all the information you need to grow your business, new ideas and innovations that keep you earning more and staying relevant.
Every day, we engage in business, buying and selling, trading, and exchanging of services as individuals or as a country. Money goes round, it goes up and down. But have you ever wondered what business is all about? And have you ever wondered how you can stand out in your business?
Today FM has got you covered in this all-new program, Business Today, every Wednesday between the hours of 1 p.m. to 2 p.m.
Learn.
Managing Director disclosed this on Monday in Abuja while he was engaging journalists on issues emanating from the proposed rehabilitation of the Port Harcourt refinery approved by the federal government last week. Now, Mr. Kyari said building a new refinery would cost the country about $10 billion. Building a new one, which is far beyond the 1.5 billion that the government had budgeted for the rehabilitation of the Port Harcourt refinery. And he also said that the country would have to live with the importation of petroleum products if we venture into not rehabilitating but then building new refineries. He says, now I quote, "We have people saying, why not build a new one? Why will you repair an old refinery with $1.5 billion? The fact is available, even by Google search, what it takes to build a refinery of this status today." Still quoting, "It will be difficult for the country to build a new refinery as it will take 4 years for it to commence production. It is around $7 billion and $12 billion to construct a refinery of this nature. That's something close to the Port Harcourt refinery or even better." Now, this is the estimate you see in public space. And there are things you do outside the construction battle limits, like the utilities that are never accounted for when estimates of this nature are done. Typically, there is an additional 25% cost for construction battle limits. So when you say refinery can be built for $7 billion or even $10 billion, also think of the remaining or about the 25%, which he highlighted. Now, when you read this, when you go through, you can find it in different papers, online publications and all of that.
That's true.
Now, when you read this, you discover that first off, we've been talking about how Nigeria can reap the dividend of oil production in the country, and that leads to wonder why a lot of people have reacted to whether or not these monies are good enough for rehabilitation or put into building new ones. But then what happened to collaborative building of refineries? We've seen state government, federal government, and foreign investors come together and get licenses for them to build more modular refineries within states and within the country. So still on Twitter, a good number of people are still going on and on and on about this particular one. So I thought it would be very interesting for us to talk about it once again on Business Today. Do you think that, as the NNPC Managing Director has mentioned, that it is much better for Nigeria to stay with the revitalization of this refinery other than building new ones, considering the expenses and also how much time would have to dwell or depend on importation of petroleum products in the country?
Right. Well, quite frankly, I'll tell you one thing. Wolf, you just, how do I put it? You released the cat out of the bag, or you didn't let the cat out of the bag. Now, cost implication. The economy of the country the financial situation the country has found itself right now is a major concern. Now, we're going to spend $1.something billion to rehabilitate, restructure, or, refurbish what we have as a refinery. And it will produce to its maximum limit. Now, we're talking about 10 billion to build new one.
Around that estimate, according to him.
Exactly. Now, a businessman, naturally, you're looking at that time frame. We'll still be spending a whole lot of money importing within the space of 4 years, which is the same time it would take to build this new refinery. How much would have been committed into importing 4 years petrol, crude oil into the country? Wouldn't it be counterproductive? So I think if we repair what we have, just like the rail gauge and all of that, it's about maintenance. Even if we build new ones, won't we fall back to the same thing? As a businessman, making sure you sustain what you have, maintaining it, is what we need in Nigeria, not building anything where we have to spend so much money. And then you also have to think about the country as a whole. What is our way of life? New government, new style, new procedure, new way of, administration, because my government is not going to want to follow the tenets of the last government. So we should probably just restructure, build what we have on the ground, refurbish it, and let's save money.
All right. I'm sure we delved into this extensively, but that was in the second half yesterday. Of about 1,963 kilometers and represents less than 5.6% of Nigeria's 35,000 kilometers federal highway network. They took 12 routes for concession under the pilot phase, include Benin Asaba, Abia, Lokoja, Kanu Katsina, Onitsha Owerri, Shagamu Benin, and of course Abuja Kefi Akwanga, among others. The minister also said the procurement portal was developed to ensure competitiveness and guarantee transparency, adding that it would serve as the interface with the public. Now, at least in this administration, we saw that it started in the last administration anyway, but we've seen a height of it in this administration. Concession, we've concessioned stadiums, we've concessioned parks, we've concessioned, now we're concessioning roads and what have you, all in the process of partnering with the private sector. And of course, since we can't handle some of these things, let's see if the private angle will help save us. And because maintenance is also a problem, which is why some of the things being concessioned out, like I know of the National Stadium in Surulere, it's been something else since it was built. And we're talking about building a new one, but they concessioned it out. That's Minister of Youth Development, Sunday Dari concessioned that one off. And it's better now. We hear it's better really. The next event in terms of sports will be done in that particular stadium. But I don't know what you guys think. Are we not going to end up concessioning everything? If everything has to work, do you think if everything in Nigeria has to work, we probably will have to concession? Because it means very soon we concession these streets. We'd probably find a way to concession even the cars used by the convoy of our presidents and the governors and what have you. But I don't know, do you think this is a step in the right direction? Because gradually it is creeping into everything as we speak.
Well, concessioning is not such a bad thing. Understanding first off, it would give the government a breathing space, right? And would allow for these individuals who are profit oriented to make standard whatever it is that is being concessioned into their firms or what have you. So I do think that it's a good thing. But then we should also make sure, as Steve mentioned, that there is room for competitiveness. There's room for
to avoid the monopoly,
and what have you. So we don't have one person, pretty much owning or controlling a good number of sectors or things within a sector, and then it looks very monotonous for the country. So concession in itself is a good thing, because I do believe that it would give the government a breathing space.
Well, I can't agree with you any better. I mean, if we ask ourselves, proliferation of even radio stations and television stations came up way back 1991, 92. You find out that this gave room for wealth and job creation. So if we concession certain things, it brings in private sector investment into areas where government is not necessarily ready or, having what it takes to invest on. So if we concession certain things, the most important thing for the government to do is let them create a level playing ground where they do not make it difficult. It's not just for the Nigerian private sector. We can also have foreign businessmen that can come in and say, I want to partner with you. Let's build this. Let's build that. Just like we talk about the railway gauge thing, which is not coming from the pocket of the River State government. So I think that's a great thing if we follow that angle.
All right, one more, and then we move on to the next issue. We have coming from Godwin Emefiele. He says that insecurity a major cause of rising inflation. Last week we were talking about the inflation and the cause of food commodity and prices of transportation as well in the country. Now, Mr. Godwin Emefiele, Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, has attributed the country's rising inflation to the worsening insecurity in the country and has charged the government of the day to address the crisis. He stated this on Tuesday yesterday while presenting the communique for the Monetary Policy Committee, that's the MPC meeting, which started on Monday. Now, he explained that the inflation, which has increased for the 18th consecutive month, was exacerbated by food inflation. He said the insecurity in many food producing areas of the country was a major contributing factor to this. He noted that this concerns will continue to uptick in inflationary pressure for the 18th consecutive month as headline inflation continued on an upward to 17.33% at the end of February 2021 from the 16.47% in January 2021. Now, he says this increase continues to be attributed to both food and other core components of inflation. This specific uptick in food inflation was the major driving factor of the uptick in headline inflation. So the government has to look for ways to tackle the contributory factors of the headline inflation in the country. Now, do you think that that's something we'll be able to achieve, understanding that we're grappling really seriously with cases of insecurity every single day in the northern area? We're not even talking about the small pockets of insecurity and criminality within this other area, but then we understand the gravity of what happens in the north, and we understand that this region is solely, would I say solely, but 80% responsible for some of the food consumables that we have in the country.
Well, security is like one of the bedrocks of business. You can't do business when your house is on fire. You can't do business when your life is not safe or at risk. There are places in the north where currently you staying there, your life is actually at risk because you know what happens there regularly. Not even going too far. We had a community reported in the news here in Rivers State that's yesterday in I think Kerekebwe community in Kana local government area where they've had several deaths over the last 1 week, and people are scared of staying in that community. The man who even called in said those who are even around are staying there at their own cost and risk and what have you. Talk more of the north, where people even traveling. I mean, the Kebbi Nasra Abuja road now is like a dungeon. It's like a death trap. You're going through that path, and whatever you see, you take is at your own risk, at owner's risk now, in quote. They don't like to paint it that way in the media. They like to keep it clean. They don't like to tell people how bad it is.
Yeah.
Yes, let's be optimistic. But it is the reality, and it is what it is. Some parts in the north are not livable. Permit me to use that word. Talk more of doing business. It's only a man who has survived who can go to the farm. Now you talk about the cases of herdsmen. Our food, the food part of this country, food security itself has been totally attacked, because if you can't go to the farm in most places, and they've crept into the middle belt. We're talking about Samuel Otom, an attack on his life, even if some people are alleging it could be political. But if you can't go to your farm in Benue State, you have a very large farm, hectares, you can't go there to farm, which of course is the food basket of the nation, produces a chunk of everything. Talk about, I think a little bit of every piece, yam, gari, what have you, do come from Benue State. If you can't even go to the farm there, I mean, Benue is in the middle. Talk more of those in Katsina, those in Sokoto, and what have you. I think we would not just see, from the way it's going, we are seeing a little level of inflation. If something is not done, because as it stands, it seems like we don't have a grasp on this insecurity currently. It seems like it's growing. We have bandits, we have herdsmen, we have Boko Haram, we have the those who are connected to ISIS and what have you. It's like a leaking faucet. Different parts of it are leaking, and we're not holding anywhere. And until it is actually dealt with, it affects everything. And the most basic of it all is food, because you don't have the army and everything surrounding. If inside your room in the north, for example, you're not even safe, who says you're going to be safe going to the farm to actually farm for products and what have you? All right, we'll go for the news in 60. Once we return, like I would always say, you can send in your thoughts. The text message portal is 0701 9339 962. I'll take that again, 0701 9339 962. That doubles as our text message and WhatsApp portal. Once we return to business today with Wealth, Wilson, Wisdom, Obina, and Jonathan Agenoji. Well, we've talked about some of the big headlines making the rounds in the world of, or maybe like I said earlier, in the Nigerian economic space. And of course, business. We've talked about food security and inflation. I mean, that's where we were before we went for the news in 60. We're talking about the statements put out by Godwin Emefiele, that's the CBN governor. Insecurity in the north, somehow directly impacting on inflation of food here in the country. You can imagine that at least you know of yam, you know of the animals and cows and what have you that we do get from the north. Talk more of some of the other most of the other agricultural products. I won't say 80%, but at least 50 to 60% of some of the products we normally use in the country in terms of those type of food products do come from the north. And I mean, it becomes funny when transporting food from the north becomes a problem, when farming becomes a problem, and what have you. I don't know, Jonathan, your thoughts on this one?
Well, quite frankly, if I must add or lean my weight on this, insecurity or security is not just peculiar to Nigeria. Let's take a look at the history of insurgency. It didn't just start in Nigeria. It's like a bold thing. Even America has been grappling with how to deal with insecurity. There's been Bosnia and Herzegovina. There's been Asia. There's been Israel. We've had the same in Russia. We've had in so many other parts of the world. Now, in Nigeria, when we're talking about insecurity, we've talked about this time and time and time again. Now, if insecurity persists from the federal level, because we've been talking about Boko Haram since I can't remember, more than almost 10 years. Now, if this has been going on this long, my opinion is there must be something wrong somewhere, because there is an army. They fight external aggression. There's a navy. They fight external aggression. There is the Air Force. They fight external aggression. The police commission is meant to battle internal aggression. Now, we already have an internal aggression which is saddled with the responsibility, the police is saddled with the responsibility of dealing with. Now, there is the Army, Navy, Air Force. What is stopping us from dealing with this? This has now, droplets of this has trickled into our very fibers, our very life, in our little communities. So, there is no way business or any can thrive if insecurity is not curbed or dealt with decisively, unless there is a foul play somewhere. Don't let's deceive ourselves.
All right. We'll come to the second part of the program, but for now, we'll get to hear from you. The phone lines are 0817-0000951, 0810-9510951. Well, Godwin Emefiele says the insecurity in the country is directly affecting inflation, especially of food products and what have you in the country. We also talked about, brought back the case of the refinery and the fact that Mele Kyari did come out to talk about the fact that building a new refinery would be more expensive for the country at the moment, and that the best line or the best path to tow would be fixing the old refinery, and of course, the one they're working on now being the Port Harcourt refinery. We also talked about the Minister of Works and Housing, talking about Babatunde Raji Fashola, who did come out to talk about the fact that they're concessioning roads. And we are asking, is it actually the right path to tow? Concession roads, concession buildings, concession stadiums, and what if you think maybe at least the government should...
I can tell you those who are importing petrol.
Oh, sorry, Lawson. Thank you so much. We got your thoughts right there. 95.1 FM.
Hello, Mr. Wisdom Okina and Mr. Jonathan and Lidwell.
Mr. Sam, you're welcome.
Yeah, blessed week to you guys. It's a blessed week to you guys. Yeah. You see, looking about this issue of insecurity, a bird told me the other day.
A what told you? A bed.
A bird. Like my man Jonathan will always say. a bird told me that this man, they will collect this security vote, and you see them, they will begin to do what they call flexing.
But we're not talking about security votes. We're talking about the insecurity in the north. Do you think it has directly affected inflation? That was the headline, not security votes.
I'm generalizing everything in the sense that insecurity in the north has to do with the whole nation.
All right.
And when we are talking about insecurity, we are talking about the governors who collect security votes, and this thing does not circulate, which it ought to circulate to the local government. And now you will see it is very, very worrisome and very, very sad that the other day Buchi was running a program on the radio, and the community people were just looking for 90,000 naira to be paying.
Mr. Sam. Mr. Sam, can you hear me? Mr. Sam.
Hello.
Mr. Sam, can you hear me?
Hello.
Can you hear me?
The community people were looking for 90,000 naira to pay us back in the community. But just imagine they were going about taxing the people. The local government cannot bring 90,000 naira. It's scattered around.
All right, Mr. Sam, thank you so much. I think you've really gone really out of or far from what we're actually talking about. Insecurity, yes, across the nation, are directly affecting inflation. But I mean, your angle, I really struggling to connect it. 95.1 FM.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I greet you. Maybe calling from Port Harcourt.
You're welcome.
Yeah, Wisdom, you asked a question. Does insecurity affected food production in this country? For me and you, in this part of the country, we would say yes, insecurity has affected the production very much. But when you look at those who form these terrorist people, this group, Boko Haram, bandit, herdsmen, did they actually see it as the thing that has affected the food production?
Do you know the people that normally funds them?
Are they actually seeing it in that way? The answer is no, because if they actually seen it that these people, these Boko Haram, herdsmen and bandits are affecting the food production, I think they should find way of addressing this issue. But they are not seeing that way because they know the reason. Are you
referring to the federal government or those who are funding Boko Haram and the insurgents?
The North in general, both their governors, their emir, whoever, those involved in this forming Boko Haram.
No. That's wrong. You're making a
Wisdom,
really.
let me tell you.
What are your facts and proofs that the emir is? No.
Listen, let me prove it to you. The one of the newspapers today read that the Northerners has not forgiven the Igbos for what happened in 1960.
Which newspaper?
What is in the news?
So the reason being that these people were formed to kill Igbos in the army uniform.
No, hold on, don't cut him off. I wanted to ask him who made this statement. It's not coming here and saying that somebody somewhere. What if the person just out of his own assumption and says that that's the case? Is he the whole Northerners or is he the Easterners? I mean, this is what we do that cause all of this, ethnic tension that we have in the country.
Well, I think we'll move on to the next segment. Thank you so much for your thoughts. All right, move on to the next part of business today, outside the headlines. And we'll talk about keys to successful business management and how to avoid the losses and do make profits. Like I said, we'll be drawing from the thoughts of Brian Tracy. Brian Tracy, in case you don't know who he is, I mean, some term him one of the greatest, if not the greatest salesman of all time. He has turned around over 22 businesses in his lifetime as a manager, CEO, and even an owner. And these days, all he just does is teach. And he did come out with these 10 principles and rules. I will talk about it quickly, starting with the very first one, measure. Now, the key measure of business success is customer satisfaction. You can actually find this on his website. He did put it out there, the 10 keys to business management and success. The key measure of business management and success is customer satisfaction. Your ability to satisfy your customers to such a degree that they buy from you rather than from someone else, that they buy again, and that they bring their friends is the key determinant of growth and profitability. By the way, if you also want to have a good grasp of this, there's this book, 100 Business Laws by Brian Tracy, and it really contains more than even this particular one. I've seen that one. Then ask the question, or he said, top people always ask the question, how? And then act on the answers that come to them. How can I move this business forward? How can I manage it better? Why did we run a loss last month? How do we actually improve on that? Find out the hows, find out the reasons why, then work on them immediately. And as he says, top people in every business sector or environment, or even at any level of success, have always made sure they ask themselves that particular question: how? Why is everything going this way? How do we move from here to maybe a more profitable level and what have you? Now, the next key, now he's talking about, now a mentor is someone who has probably gone through that process, understands what it means to go through the same process you're going through right now, and knows how to galvanize the forces you have at hand to probably get you to where you need to be. You might need a business mentor at whatever level you are. Always someone who has gone ahead of you. Clients, that's the bottom line. The more sales you have, then you can then think of how to manage your funds, your overhead, and what have you. But the first thing that affects any business that wants to grow or that is not even growing has got to be sales. Now, the next key he talked about there is the key of numbers. Now, I said the most important number in business is cash flow. Now, I'll explain what that means. Now, cash flow is to the business as blood and oxygen are to the brain. Now, what comes in? How does it even go out? How do you manage this thing particularly? I think that's the simplest way to throw it out there. You can have every activity working efficiently in your business, but if your cash flow is cut off for any reason, the business can die, and sometimes overnight. Now, I was listening to the founder of one of these nice restaurants around here in River State, and not here in Rivers, in Nigeria as a whole, but has good branches here in River State. And he made a statement. He said, cash is the bloodline of business. Now, any day it cuts off, prepare for your business to die. It is the cash that would even enable you expand, get into more sectors, take care of issues, especially when those challenges do come up at times. And of course, salary and what. Now, the next key, some companies grow 50% and 100% per year, and not by accident. The only real growth is profit growth. Profit growth is always measurable in what is called free cash flow. And it's true. The only real growth in business is that our profit base has increased. Now, how do profit base increase? It means more customers. It means better management and what have you. But profit growth enables you expand. It enables you create more lines of business. It enables you employ more people and maybe expand your reach as the case may be. Now, he says profit growth is always measurable in what is called free cash flow. Now, free cash flow is the actual amount of money that the business throws off each month, each quarter, and each year, above and beyond the total cost and expense of running a business. So after the cost and expense, whatever comes out of it is free cash flow. That's then what now makes you think, okay, how do we expand? How do we get bigger based on the leftover after all expense are taken care of? Now, I think that's the last one. This will be the last one. Now, I said you should have a growth plan for the number of new leads you attract and for the number of new customers you acquire from those leads. You should have a growth plan for sales, revenues, and profitability. If you do not deliberately plan for continuous growth, you will automatically stagnate and begin to fall behind. Growth is not an accident, so you must plan and map out your growth plan if you want your business to see a bright future. All right, there you have it. Brian Tracy, like I said, this is really contained. He did put up this in his personal blog. He did put out this some months or weeks ago. But you can find this in a particular book, 100 Business Laws or 100 Business Laws, that was also written by Brian Tracy. Like I said, he's one of the most experienced hands on the planet when it comes to sales and management. Has written and founded, and co-authored different books, over 80 of them, 80 books that have been translated to over 44 languages in the process. Very smart man, I tell you. But, I think taking action immediately is the most important thing, especially if you have a business. Think of your growth plan. There is no business without a goal that succeeds. You need to have a goal post to actually always get towards the right direction in what you're doing. All right? So we're about rounding up, and I'll get the thoughts of the guys here in the building. I've done a lot of talking alone, starting with Jonathan.
Well, business is something that business is actually something that requires a lot of planning, a lot of concentration. You're talking about investing a certain amount of money. You're talking about how long you want to wait to reap what you've invested. Patience, tolerance, and a lot of things are required for you to be able to time. And if who going to poultry farming?
All right. From text message portal, this one says, at the rate the federal government is concessioning its responsibility, soon they will concession Super Eagles, NAS, and Asorok. That's not even inconceivable, and you might be shocked that's already in the pipeline. My brother Obina and Co, if the end to the rate of insecurity is yet in sight, would you want to say that the powers that be have failed with distinction? And Williams from Fuche community. I really don't get that exactly. This one says, good morning, all. Mele carries position that it will take 12 to 10 billion or to $10 billion to build a new refinery is a bunch of deceit hatched from the pit of hell. Is he going to build estates in all parts of Nigeria? It won't take more than $5.8 million to build a new refinery. That's not true. That's not true. The Dangote refinery, the money invested in building the refinery is over $10 billion. In total, Dangote invested $15 billion in that particular location. He's building a fertilizer part of it and some other part. But $10 billion was invested in refinery. So you can't say $5.8 billion, except you have built one refinery before. Then he went on to say the $1.5 billion is money approved for their pockets. That's why the Minister of State for President Timi Presiva said he's happy at the approval. Let them continue to loot our national treasury. God is watching them, and at the right time, they will be made to face justice unavoidably. Well, that's where we would wrap it up. But our defined face, you sent in this one. God is watching them, yes, but you are watching them, I would really tell you. And your votes. And when that time comes, I hope we'll not do the usuals, what some people normally do, take a cup of rice and watch a view and probably sell their conscience. But that's why we draw the curtains on business today. We'll be returning for the second half, where we'll be delving into matters as pertaining Rivers State. It promises to be exciting and interesting. Don't miss that one out. Jonathan, again.
Whether it's happening in Port Harcourt, South, Nigeria, or around the world, we've got you covered. On air, online, delivering balanced news and unbiased analysis. Today, 95.1 FM.
Today, 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. News update.
Good afternoon. Here's the news update on Today 95.1 FM. I am Wisdom Obina. One Chief Vincent Nnamdi Otto, who was sentenced to 1 month imprisonment at the Port Harcourt Correctional Centre for contemptuous action and threat to life, has been granted pardon by the court. Chief Nnamdi Otto had, while responding to questions during a cross-examination from the witness box, shouted at the presiding judge, Justice Adolphus Enebeli, and walked out of the witness box while threatening to deal with everyone involved in the matter. The presiding judge, Justice Adolphus Enebeli, however, ordered that Chief Nnamdi Otto be put back in the box and thereafter sentenced him to 1 month imprisonment before adjourning till 17th of May 2021 for continuation of cross-examination. A correspondent reports that Justice Enebeli, however, ordered that the convict be brought to court after spending 15 days in prison, following an apology letter by the chief and a motion by his counsel, Jerry Amadi, requesting for the bail of his client, or that he should be made to pay a fine equivalent to the remaining days to be spent in prison. Justice Enebeli in his ruling granted pardon to the convict without awarding any fine, but ordered that the chief must sign an undertaking which must be verified by the court. The judge also expressed hope that the pardon will make the chief show respect for people and to be a better person. The Federal High Court in Benin City has ruled that it has jurisdiction to entertain the money laundering charge brought by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission against the governorship candidate of the All Progressives Congress in the 2020 election in Edo State, Osage Izeyamu. Izeyamu and the other defendants, including the former deputy governor of Edo State, Lucky Maswen, former PDP chairman Chief Dan Obi, Tony Azigbemi, and Efe Eremoge, were alleged to have sometime in March 2015 in Benin City directly taking possession of the sum of 700 million naira without any contract award, which sum was allegedly part of proceeds of an unlawful act. The accused had, however, pleaded not guilty to the charges brought against them, but the counsel to the first defendant, Charles Edosonwa, had challenged the jurisdiction of the court to hear the matter, arguing that the appropriate court to try the matter was the magistrate or high court of the state. However, Justice Mohammed Garba Umar, in his ruling, said the matter before the court was money laundering, which the Federal High Court has exclusive jurisdiction over, and therefore dismissed the application, adjourning the case till May 18th for further hearing. The Senate has confirmed the appointment of Haliru Nababa as the Comptroller General of the Nigerian Correctional Service. This was announced in a tweet by the Nigerian Senate. Nababa was confirmed following the consideration of the report of the Senate Committee on Interior, which screened him. In his presentation, the chairman of the committee, Senator Kashim Shettima, said the committee found the nominee suitable for the position and no petition was received against him. This motion was seconded by Senator Abba Moro. On the foreign scene, election exit polls suggest Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu might not be able to secure enough seats to form a new government. Forecasts put Netanyahu's Likud party and its allies at least 7 seats short of the 61 threshold in the 120-seat parliament. Parties opposed to the Prime Minister staying in office look set to win 60 seats. Netanyahu, who is Israel's longest-serving leader, has vowed to form a right-wing government led by his Likud party. A smaller right-wing party, Yamina, led by former Netanyahu loyalist Naftali Bennett, is forecast to win 7 seats, but has not explicitly declared.
Today's news, today's entertainment, today's sports, today's issues, today on Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. This is Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt, voice of the people.
Fire incidents have become a regular occurrence, with thousands of lives and millions of properties lost every year in this country. Hardly a day passes without news of a fire outbreak in some part of the country, causing fear and panic among the people. Needless to say, we need to remind ourselves of the possibility of an outbreak at any time. This is what is likely to prevent us from being taken by surprise. Always put off appliances when not in use. Do not overload electrical sockets. Fuel your generator before, not when in use. Avoid fixing electrical faults personally when you apparently do not have the skill. Keep the candle on a candle stand.
It takes only a minute for a fire to get out of hand. In case of a fire outbreak, please call the fire service hotline 070-315-221-99. This message is brought to you by your premium talk radio station, Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt, voice of the people.
This is today's hustle. One show that embodies objectivity. We raise the bar in examining the good, the bad, the sordid, everything that has to do with society.
In America, you buy a big house and you pay gradually for 30 years of your life. That is politics. In Nigeria, you carry out your salary and go and rent one bad politics.
Everything that has to do with
You
society.
must negotiate. If we don't negotiate, when a man is pushed to the wall, he bounces back with double levels. We have been pushed to the wall.
The Hustle. Every weekday from
1 p.m. to 3 p.m.
on Today 95.1 FM.
This is today's hustle. One show that embodies objectivity. We raise the bar in examining the good, the bad, the sordid, everything that has to do with society.
In America, you buy a big house and you pay gradually for 30 years of your life. That is politics. In Nigeria, you carry out your salary and go and rent one bad politics.
Everything that has to do with
You
society.
must negotiate. If we don't negotiate, when a man is pushed to the wall, he bounces back with double levels. We have been pushed to the wall.
The Hustle. Every weekday from
1 p.m. to 3 p.m.
on Today 95.1 FM.
It was a big shame in 2019 what happened in this state. I'm sure you must have watched it on television. I'm sure you must have watched where the division turned to be INEC office. See ballot papers everywhere. It was very embarrassing. In all my career, as a politician since I started, I have never seen that. The army cannot be exposed to such mockery. It was too bad. So I believe that you will say that, or you will show a difference that you are not here for politicians. You are here to protect the integrity and the territorial integrity of Nigeria. From the little you have done as you came, we are beginning to have confidence. But please don't change. Don't change. You see, we politicians, we can use you and dump you. It's very easy. We make all kinds of promises to you, and before you know it, they dump you.
All right, that was the governor of Rivers State, Governor Nyesom Wike, His Excellency. That's where we would be starting off on today's edition of, or the second half of today's hustle. The first part, we did get to talk about business today, the business as it concerns Nigeria and what have you. In case you missed it, it returns same time next week on Wednesday, 1 to 2 p.m. But for now, we're going to be delving into the politics of things, especially when it concerns Rivers State. My name is Wisdom Obina. I'm not alone. I've got Jonathan Agenoji. Jonathan, you're welcome once again.
Well, it's nice to always be here.
All right. And Wealth Wilson is also in the building. Wealth.
Good afternoon, guys.
All right. So there you have it. The Chief of Army Staff was in Rivers State yesterday and was received by the governor. That's Governor Nyesom Wike. They discussed about a lot of things, how they can improve, how they can actually work together to see that security in the state is beefed up and it gets to the next level. But outside or amongst a whole lot of stories or things they touched One part that raised lots of eyebrows was the part of asking soldiers to be out of politics. Now, not just that, but asking the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Ibrahim Atahiru, to withdraw soldiers from politicians. Now, he said this, like I said yesterday, when he received Atahiru, who led the general officer commanding the 6th Division in Port Harcourt, Major General Sani Mohammed, to the government house in Port Harcourt. Now, he advised the Chief of Army Staff, that's Wike, to make a difference in the army, like you heard us play, and not engage in politics. The first part, I think the part I played was the same. I am sure you must have watched where the 6th Division turned to INEC office with ballot papers everywhere, he said. All right, so I'll bring the guys in. We'll get to hear you from you. We'll get to not to worry. You can send, for now, you can send in your thoughts to our text message portal is 0701 9339 962. Withdraw soldiers from politicians. Jonathan, you think this would be a step in the right direction? Consider the 36 states, the governors we have, the president himself, even the local government chairman these days who go with 1 or 2 or 3. Withdrawing soldiers from politicians, do you think it's a call in the right direction?
First and foremost, I'd like to say it's a call in the right direction. But most importantly, there are things that they refer to as joint task force. And there are certain cases where you have the police who are actually saddled with this responsibility getting overwhelmed by whatever security challenges that these public office holders might be faced with. But you see, if the army and the other two arms of forces that are supposed to defend our external aggression are like taking back to the barracks where they're supposed to be, we'll be able to reduce the corruption which we so much so want to fight. It largely depends on who is fighting the war and who is supporting the fight against this particular problem of corruption and involvement.
Well, I think before now we've had a lot of people say that we've noticed some sort of military defense for the government, and we've even had people come out to say that it is no longer the same what it used to be before, where the military now defends an administration and not the people or the integrity of the country as a whole. So it's now a fight of, or fight for defense of who is in power and making sure that that person doesn't look good or, isn't dainted in the eyes of the people in the country. So it's one of the things that have discouraged or caused for lack of trust in the minds of people, especially when it comes to the military and how they carry out their duties. We do understand that, yes, these people are supposed to be very revered in society, and plus the fact that what they do, the kind of career that they've chosen or profession that they have in their hands is one that is really sensitive and definitely requires a whole lot of appreciation from the country. But then the country doesn't give them that much appreciation, because now what they now think is that the military or anybody within the defense is now, pointing towards one thing, either protecting the administration in ground or tilting towards supporting certain political parties or political affiliation, which of course somewhat dents their responsibility. So if the governor is coming out to say that the military should at least be withdrawn from politicians, or there should be a reduction of the number of military personnel in quotes.
It is a reduction. He said they should withdraw them.
That's what I'm saying. Just, in case he also means that there should be a reduction, because definitely you would not see a complete removal of military presence in the houses or in the envoy of these politicians. It's something that we've come to agree or come to realize in this part of the country.
You should take every one of them
now, if he's saying that, he should start with himself. Reduce the military detailing in his, envoy as well, right? Now, the more we see these politicians understand that it is not for the military to come and follow their envoy or protect just them, it is the protection of the sovereignty of the country, the better for us. And it would also help to boost the trust level from the citizen to the military as well, back to where it used to be back in the days.
Well, one thing is certain, if you ask me, the military's presence has been taken as, that particular force that's going to scare away any aggression. Now, if this force that we call the military, the three arms of the Army, the Navy, and the Air Force, if they actually sit behind or stay in the barracks, I think we probably wouldn't have Boko Haram or have all this insurgency. So if the governor is agitating for the army to stay or for the armed forces to stay away from politics, I think it's a welcome development. But definitely, you can't remove in its entirety the details totally from any politician.
Because I'm wondering, these days in Nigeria, now imagine Samuel Otom, the governor of Benue State. Now he was attacked, and the security personnel with him, the soldiers with him, engaged in a confrontation with the alleged herdsmen. So, but at the end of the day, I mean, Samuel Otom was saved and he survived that particular attack. But imagine a case where Samuel Otom does not have security personnel, I mean, the soldiers with him. Now, also take into consideration...
But that's where the police will come in now, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the police is supposed to assume that duty.
That's the job of
Isn't
the
it?
police.
Okay.
I think we've had misplaced positioning in pretty much everything in the country, and it's clearly evident.
Okay,
here.
so the police should be allowed to probably...
Of course.
It's the job
That's the
of
police
the Nigerian
duty.
police to
Internal
protect
security.
internal security. Now, perhaps when it becomes a little bit too difficult, there's no harm in having a joint task force where the Army or the Navy
steps
in to assist. I mean, absolutely nothing wrong. But when it becomes a continuous thing, it now becomes unbecoming.
But in a case where the politicians don't even, or maybe most Nigerians no longer even trust the police, the regular police on the road, because I see high-placed personnel in the society.
The same way the police...
Not politicians. They go with soldiers too, and some policemen.
Well,
right. I'm sorry. Because it's so interesting.
Now, what will happen at this point in time is that if you're telling me that, okay, we do not trust the police, so therefore we have to implore the services of the military or soldiers in place. And then little by little, we're seeing that the same distrust that the people have for the police is trickling down into the military. It's pretty much like we're trying to dent the whole security force in the country. So why don't we make stronger and more formidable our police force in the country? What happened to all of the calls of making sure that, they check the administration and the restructuring of the police force in the country? What happens to the orientation that we plan to give to the police force and make them even much stronger in the country and ensure that they're, well to do, especially with carrying out their duty? I think what we'll do is we just shift. When one thing looks like it's faulty, we shift to the next. And then when that one starts to get faulty, we shift to another. Not necessarily solving the situation or solving the problem on ground, but then we're creating basic solutions that would, in the nearest future, prove to be basic, because definitely would have to resort to other solutions again. We never really know how to tackle our problems. So I do think, as the governor have said, yes, reduce the number of envoy as well that they carry, for crying out loud. I mean, you see them walk around, even though there's been a statement that, of course, they would reduce the number of envoy, or you're not even supposed to go around with envoys and the siren and all of that. But then it doesn't happen in this part of the world. I mean, you see local government chairman moving around with envoys and sirens and all of that. I mean, it makes no sense. It gives me, as a citizen, the impression that if the governor doesn't feel safe in the state, or this politician or this local government chairman is not safe within the local government, how about me? I mean, he has to go about with all this on
5 cars packed with soldiers.
So that means you understand the level of insecurity. So why don't you do something about it so that you too can be safe with the people that you're protecting and serving?
All right. There's another part to this discussion, and we'll quickly run to that. Like I said, you can be part of the conversation, and our text message portal is 0701 9339962. Now, Wike said, withdraw these soldiers from politicians so that the soldiers can go and do their work. The country is facing a lot of insecurity now, the governor said. Jonathan, do you think our problems with insecurity has got to do with the fact that we don't have enough soldiers fighting insecurity in the north?
Wisdom, it's very clear. I mean, if you take a look at the situation in Nigeria, it's not today that we've been fighting insecurity or fighting the insurgents, according to the Nigerian government. Now, what do we have to fight insurgency? What are our equipments? What are the aircrafts that we have? What are the, equipments that we have on the ground to battle Boko Haram that's believed to be highly sophisticated when they come out with their weapons? Now, the army, going back to their constitutional duties and responsibility, that is to go and fight external aggression. If they're not well equipped, it will be a suicide mission for them. So if Wike suggests this, it's a welcome development. But I think it does not rest on the desk of Wike alone. It rests on the desk of the National Assembly of Nigeria to come together and find a way around it, equip the Nigerian army to the fullest to fight external aggression. If we're fighting Boko Haram, what if we're now fighting a bigger insurgent? That means Nigeria will be overrun. So equip the Nigerian police to do their constitutional duty, the same for the Army, Navy, and Air Force. Buy the necessary aircraft, buy the necessary ships to fight on the sea, in the air, and on land.
So you think you think it's rather more of a problem of structure and infrastructures and equipment and what have you, rather than having more soldiers?
Believe you me. Take a look at it this way: you are 20 of you holding on to a Mark IV or a side ammo, which is a 28 service revolver, and I'm holding on to a GPMG. You are 20. And I'm holding on to a GPMG that fires 600 rounds per minute. So who's going to win? I'll take all of you out even before you're able to cock and shoot. So it's about the equipments that we utilize, the statistics, the technique, and those who are the leaders or commanders. If you're a captain, what experience do you have to lead your men to war, to battle, to conquer the enemy? These are basic things that we should be thinking of. That's why they need to go back to the barracks, re-strategize, and get to fight external aggression. But we can't, for sure. There are times you have the SWAT team. If it becomes overwhelming on any police department like America or England or anywhere, if it becomes overwhelming a situation, that is, they are, of course, they can call in SWAT team or the army.
We have SWAT team now here in Nigeria.
Yeah, you can say that again. You can say that again. So really, I think it's going to be a great thing, if you ask me, if they go back to their constitutional responsibility, fortify the Nigerian police force, fortify the army and the external forces, and that's the army, the navy, and the air force, make them very strong. I think we'll have a balanced situation. If the Nigerian police continues to whatever they're doing, like Wealth rightly said, if you bring the Nigerian army, you would have compromised their name, because definitely they will fall into the same rank.
All right, well, Wealth, we've had this discussion some time ago. I think you were coming in from somewhere and you saw too many policemen stop checkpoints and what have you. And then you're asking what's happening to the insurgency. Why are they not sending some of these soldiers who are collecting these things to the north? I also said the same thing. When I was coming back, I had to use the roads from Abuja one time. And as I was seeing blocks, from here, I could actually see the next man, and it was that arranged. And you were saying, why not you people that are probably covering the roads go to fight insurgency? Now, the governor is probably towing that line. Instead of all of you, a bunch of you, 15 of you, 20 of you, guarding each politician. Imagine how many there would be. Let's say we have 10 per politician, per local government chairman. We have 23 local governments in Rivers State. It means we are going to have 230 of you guarding this local government chairman, and maybe we'll go to senators. And even those who have left office, they still have...
members of House of Representatives.
Exactly.
Senators.
So you have thousands of soldiers sent to guard these politicians. So don't you think it's actually the best decision if we take them to where the battle is strongest?
Where they are meant to be.
Exactly.
Well, I think I think it's very, very important that we have the police guard every single nook and cranny of the country, definitely, because every single place is definitely volatile. You never know who wants to take advantage of a situation and cause mayhem or become a menace within the society. But then again, I do expect that the soldiers and the politicians would understand how sacrosanct or how sacred this profession is, right? The water down in the country is just way too much. These soldiers are not here for politicians. They're here to protect the territorial integrity of the country, isn't it? And then having them, come out as tools or
weapons.
No, I wouldn't want to say weapons, but tools in the hands of these politicians. Maybe they want to go somewhere. You see them crowd themselves with a good number of these soldiers. Maybe they want to do even their family members, and it makes absolutely no sense. I just think that, yes, what the governor is saying is very, very important, but then again, he should start by, an example within the
send
state.
Away the soldiers that are in his entourage.
All right, we'll come to the second part of this discussion. I'll still get the thoughts of the guys, then we'll open the phone lines. We'll talk about the elections. He talked about the fact that these soldiers are now tools, like Wealth mentioned, for politicians to use during elections. He talked about the 2019 elections. Then we'll get to even play his thoughts again. The second part I do have here talking about the fact that they were used during the 2019 elections to rig elections, ballot papers scattered all over the barracks, instead of them doing their job of ensuring a good environment and, of course, a safe environment for citizens to vote. They were probably busy carrying ballot boxes and what have you. That was what the governor said. That's not what I exactly said. That's what the governor said. So that he wants to see a different system. The elections will be coming up in 2023. Yes, we have the local government elections here in Rivers State, but it really looks one-sided because it's only the PDP. The APC are not going to be part of the elections. That has been confirmed by INEC, who have even said that the APC name would just have to be in the ballot papers because they've already printed the papers before they were notified of the fact that the APC would not be part of the elections. We go for a short commercial break. By the way, like I said, you can be part of the conversation, 0701 9339 962.
She no like it, I don't know, but she go chop if you give her cucumber. Waka from Transamadi.
No day waka from Transamadi again. No, you fit fly from Port Harcourt, go any part of the world with the Kajad You Fit Fly travel packages. Then where we get from Kenya to Dubai. This now in partnership with the Miss Port Harcourt City Beauty Pageant. As we join body with all the fine queens there. Go party for inside Kenya and Dubai from the 12th to go reach the 18th of May. We just shaking money of 670,000. You fit get your return flight ticket, hotel accommodation, airport transfer, Kenya and Dubai visa. Menu we be saying and feed yourself, plus including a correct VIP ticket to Miss Port Harcourt City Show live inside the city of Port Harcourt, plus including a free visa application to America. Or you call our number to know more information. The number is 090-185-851-77. The number again is 090-185-851-77. Our office now for 49 in Warfare Road, opposite First Bank off Ada George by Pepperoni, here for inside Pitakwa. You fit fly. Niger #1 for travel matter and Matthias.
Don't play me your tape for artillery.
All right, it's still today's hustle on your premium news talk and sports radio station, Today 95.1 FM. Wisdom Obina, Jonathan Akenergy, and Wealth Wilson. I promised to play the voice of the governor in that meeting with the Chief of Army Staff yesterday, and I'll do just that now.
It was a big shame in 2019 what happened in this state. I'm sure you must have watched it on television. I'm sure you must have watched where the division turned to be INEC office. See ballot papers everywhere. It was very embarrassing. In all my career, as a politician since I started, I've never seen that. The army cannot be exposed to such mockery. It was too bad. So I believe that you will say that, or you will show a difference that you're not here for politicians. You are here to protect the integrity and the territorial integrity of Nigeria. From the little you have done as you came, we are beginning to have confidence. But please don't change. Don't change. You see, we politicians, we can use you and dump you. It's very easy. We make all kinds of promises to you, and before you know it, they dump you.
We can use you and dump you.
So
but he's very blunt and straight. But quickly, guys, we'll come to the question of state collaboration to fight insecurity. But the elections are going to come up in 2023. Making this statement, or even it being Ibrahim Atahiru, who is now the chief of army staff, would it change the fact that during the elections, the soldiers would try to create a safe environment, yes, but at some point, depending on the states, we still towards in one direction?
It's so very clear. I mean, don't let's deceive ourselves. State collaboration is one thing. Political party is another thing. We've got different political parties. We've got two major political parties in Nigeria.
The APC and PDP.
The APC and PDP. So each party is looking for how to shoot the other in the leg. So definitely, it's going to be a tall order to have, collaboration. It's going to be very difficult to have that work.
Well, I think in a country such as ours, it's really sad to see that whether it be the police or the military is being used as tool, and even when in situations they actually are not coming in as tools in the hands of this administration or whatever administration, the people still have their doubts, right? And expect the worst. So it goes a long way to show you how watered down or how close to irrelevant the reverence that we have for our security agencies have been reduced to. But I do believe that in subsequent times, when we understand better ways as to carry out our electoral duties or electoral functions for voting and casting of votes, right, it would be much, much easier. Nobody would have to safeguard any polling center because, definitely we're trying to go digital, isn't it? So by the time we progress to that point, maybe we would be able to get it right. But for now, the elections are coming 2023, and a lot of things, especially with the electoral amendment, has not been put in place, right? Even though they're trying, but then there's so much more that we expect from them as well.
All right, what I would like to stick with you, and come in there. Sorry to cut you off. In 2015, Governor Wike was with the ruling PDP, trying to come in as a governor and what have you. Nobody talked about the soldiers being used or being biased or what have you. It was rather the sitting governor then, Amechi, who was saying, I want to pass, they want to kidnap me, they want to do this to me. If you remember, they recall the day of the elections, he was trying to drive around and they stopped him and what have you, and he cried out, they don't want me to move around. They want to catch me. They want to kidnap me. They want to assassinate me. And what have you? Now, in 2019, the positions have changed. The former governor is now with the party who are the federal might, in quotes, the ones sitting in the center as the presidency and what have you. And Governor Wike is now the opposition. So the soldiers are now being utilized. And don't you also think opposition and sentiments plays a role in some of these things? Now, you go to states where, as long as it's not my party that is in the center, all the soldiers are being used.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the notion that we've created in the country because we've watered down the relevance of these people and their profession. Okay. And I think that's why it's very important that we key into what he's saying, which is leave soldiers, leave the military. As a politician, allow them to carry out their constitutional duty. If you need protection, walk around with the police, right? And that's how it should be. So that when somebody walks around during election and you see the soldier, you do not be in your head. The first thing that comes to your head is not that the federal government is trying to exert some sort of power over the state government or influence votes as well. So that's the thing. We have to draw the line. We have to understand the sensitivity of different positions and different agencies in the country. And if we continue this way, it will just reduce the relevance of the security agencies. And that's why I completely agree with what he said. says. So it's something that every politician should take into consideration. Whether the police or whether the army, whether Air Force or what have you, they should all understand that these people hold very sensitive positions in the country.
All right.
As a security agent or a security personnel, and you're not supposed to allow yourself to be used as tool, as an agent or as a personnel in the hands of this politician, so that the ordinary citizenry can still have trust in the fact that you understand your functions or your position in safeguarding lives and properties.
All right. Let's now come to the last part quickly before we get to read the text messages and open the phone lines. Now, can we have a sane security system without a collaboration coming in from the state government? Now, we talk about the divide of politics and political parties created in every state. Now, as long as I'm not the one at the center in Abuja or in Aso Rock, it means whatever is being sent to my state is sent against me. And I ought to resist and probably fight against it. But what are the states doing? Starting with Rivers State, what are we doing to collaborate with some of these security personnel? I mean, one of them being what he did yesterday. Can we actually have a thriving military and, of course, them fulfilling their duties without a good collaboration coming in from the state governments? Jonathan?
It's very clear. I mean, having a clear court case of this is the military, this is politics, it's going to be a very, very tall order. It's going to be difficult because we've got two political parties. And these two political parties are, how do you put them, cat and dog. So definitely it's going to be difficult to have that cooperation where we'll have a national secured or security, as the case may be. Because without us coming together as one, we're not going to have that.
All right, we start with the text message portal. It's 0701933996. Well,
all right. This one says, "Good day. Talking about." Okay, no, that was for the first half of the show. This one says the governor. He says the governor is a hypocrite who used soldiers to unseal the Amasiamaka Stadium, sealed by the then government of Rivers State. Wike's talk is full of hypocrisy. Nobody would draw any military protecting the VIPs in Nigeria, especially in this time of insecurity, and that's coming from John. This person says, "High wealth and the rest. The army cannot be in political, or the army is not being political." Is that what you're trying to say? Okay, you know what? Resend your messages. Esogwa Ugochukwu, please resend that particular message. I see you sent in two, but then they're not very readable at this time. This person says, Governor Wike always points hand to other politicians and exonerate himself. In 2015, the election brought him to office as governor was described as a theater of war by the Supreme Court. Obina, I'm not comfortable with your meal. Okay. Domina PH. Okay. He said you're always on the side of the governor, Jonathan.
And I don't really know him, do I?
All right.
No.
Lucky in PH says Governor Wike is equally guilty of what he's accusing the soldiers of. Don't forget in 2015 election when he was, in 2014 election when he was minister, he used soldiers to rig elections. Do you have proof that he used soldiers to rig election?
Amazing question. Ta-dam.
All right, this person says, Wealth, Wisdom, and Jonathan, the police are afraid and can't face the bandits. The army are low on morale. They have no equipment. The government or governor should remove the military men in his convoy and stop announcing his arrival by blaring siren to any function. Sirens are used in emergency and by ambulances to convey sick people. And that's coming from Harry Philip. This person says, please, Obina, help out. Which position is governor holding in PDP? Is he the only governor in the PDP? Says talk about Okowa, Diwi, Ayade, Udom. They don't talk. Even talk is coming from Lagos. I really don't understand.
Comparison, if you ask me.
All right, this person says the bandits are not hard to handle. What is lacking is political will. The government of the day is not ready to fight head-on because of 2023 elections. They're preparing them again, and that's coming from Chris in PH.
All right, now to the phone line 0817-0000951, 0810-951-0951, 95.1 FM. Okay, 95.1 FM.
Hello, Superman.
Good afternoon, Lawson.
Greetings. The River State governor, I don't know. He doesn't cease to amaze me. Sometimes I don't know honestly, I don't understand it most times.
Lawson.
He forgets that 2015, he was moving with the military. It was even the same military he used in going to unseal the stadium that the River State governor, the then state governor sealed. Now, again, in 2019, the army organized a press conference. And in that press conference, they played a telephone conversation between the River State governor and an army officer in a checkpoint where his commissioners were caught with ballot papers even before the election started. And he called the army officer and was talking to him, trying to bribe him. That press conference is on record.
So Lawson, because this happened in the past, then the statement is not correct or is not relevant?
He is not in position to make that kind of statement because he himself cannot cover himself in glory. If Superman is making that statement, I will understand. You understand? But he cannot make that statement because when he was opportune, he used the army maximally to his benefit. And today now, he said he was the police commissioner in River State. Was it not the commissioner used to go and stop the captain helicopters? The commissioner of police followed him, even though it was against the law. So for me, he has used anytime he has and I'm sure I know what he's doing, probably trying to play with the head of the chief of army staff to possibly also use him.
All right, Lawson.
So for me, he is not in position to make this kind of statement. He is making because he is guilty.
All right.
Heavily guilty.
All right, Lawson. Thank you so much for your thought. 95.1 FM. Okay, we lost that one. But talking about the governor, I did talk about the fact that opposition, it doesn't really help when it comes to this particular matter. 95.1 FM.
Well, Wisdom and Jonathan, good afternoon.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Let me tell us.
Let's meet you.
This is Gift calling from Yenegoa.
Gift, go ahead.
Yes, let me tell us, at times with this sentiment that we are using to as a contribute on air, it is too bad. Well, thank you for that question. Is what the governor saying wrong or right? Simple. That is not the duty of the military. The court has stated it earlier before this time.
Hello, Gift.
Well, are you hearing me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
The government was given by in favor of APC against PDP. That PDP is using the military. So you cannot turn around today and accuse either the governor or even PDP. What played out in River State, we are all aware. Somebody that cannot even stand the election with this, myself as I speak with you, Awara. We know what played out in River State. It was Commissioner of Police versus the military. They were pointing themselves with guns that if you move, I move you. Go and watch the video. This one is not fabrication. Somebody is not lying against the military. INEC, civil society, everybody came against the military. Why must you allow yourself to be used?
So what you're saying is that the governor is right in the statements he's made, telling the chief of army staff that they should probably withdraw. Oh, sorry. Oh dear. They should probably withdraw soldiers from politicians. I mean, there are two sides to the coin. I think we're just focusing on one part. You think it's realistic that we should withdraw soldiers from politicians? Is that even realistic?
What makes it unrealistic?
No, that's what I'm asking.
Because it's doable.
Really. You are saying reduce the soldiers.
No. I'm saying that it is
totally
also
withdraw.
Yeah, it is doable because that's not their duty.
All right. 95.1 FM.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, Jonathan.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, my name is Engineer Endurance Eliova, popularly known as Sante Moskileman.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. Yeah, the statement by the governor, for me as a person, the statement is in the right direction.
Because why I get to say that the governor is right on what he's saying is this. If you watch, all of us are, we know how things are done outside River State. Usually, for example, in terms of how the governors are putting efforts to make sure that there is security in their state. And when the governor came up last time to put up neighborhood watch in the state, all of us saw what plays out, which has never done in any other place. It happened in River State. So what do you need to tell somebody or another man who is in the state when the governor is putting efforts to make sure that the state is being secured? Then some elements who feel that they take power from the presidency or they take power from the president intimidate the governor instead of working with the governor. So we feel that just like I had or with the security officials on my own side,
And you're welcome.
All right. You see, the talk of the governor, I laughed when I heard him, lamenting about the military. Just as Lofton has said earlier, the man talking is the greatest beneficiary of the military. And come to look at it, this time around that you have insecurity everywhere, how do you think it's possible to conduct any election without the military being involved? Can you, Jonathan, or even you, my brother they are talking, go out to supervise election if the military is not on ground?
What would then be the duty of the police, the DSS, and NSCDC?
Well, do you know that it's the police that actually invite the military to assist them because they can't handle some situations in the field? Do you know that if you withdraw the military, these scouts still employed by these politicians will overrun the whole place, including you that is going to monitor election, cannot withstand what you see that day.
But we're not generally talking about the soldiers, maybe their presence during elections only. We're also looking at the side of guarding and safeguarding politicians, and I mean the envoys and what have you, withdrawing them.
Imagine Autumn went to that farm that day without maybe military men or a DSS by his side. Do you think he would have come out alive?
Okay, so what you're saying in essence, hello, sorry, are you there?
On ground. Yes, I'm here.
What you're saying in essence is there are times the military will be needed to assist.
Yes.
That's it.
Even invite them. They don't just come on their own.
All right, then. Thank you so much.
Invite them. Yes.
You made your point.
Yes.
All right. Thank you. 95.1 FM. Okay. Talking about Samuel Otom, I mean, I'm still concerned. That's where maybe the reducing would come in. If you withdraw all the military men, like Governor Wike has said, from the politicians, maybe the police, like Wealth mentioned, and Jonathan, maybe they will be able to do it. And maybe at some point they will call for assistance if needs be. If it gets to something that's beyond their control, maybe they could call for assistance. 95.1 FM.
Wisdom.
Good afternoon.
Wealth and Jonathan.
Good afternoon, Mascot. You're welcome.
Good afternoon.
Thank you so much. Wealth and Jonathan. It is good for somebody to come out and say something very sweet, politician, so that people will clap for them. Honestly, what Governor Wike said is right, but is Governor Wike not guilty of this same overuse of the military and the security operatives? I feel that the governor is talking now because PDP is in opposition. If you remember what happened in 2014, when a sitting governor was blocked by a commissioner of police, now retired, from entering the government house, you will find out that all of them are guilty of the overuse of the security operatives while in power. And there is not one day wisdom. The use of the security operatives by political stakeholders, by state actors in power, will not continue to happen. There is no one there. It will continue to happen. These are just mere rhetoric which will come up when he's disadvantaged or when he's in opposition, like Governor Winter. So for me, that statement is not what we need now. What we need now is that everybody should build up capacity, both at the local government level, state level, and federal level, to ensure that there's adequate security in all the nook and cranny of this country.
All right.
So when we talk about that, I'm very serious about it. And for the three of you, that is my own take this afternoon. Thank you, and God bless you.
All right, thank you so much for your thoughts, Mascot. On the text message portal, this one says, Wike is a hypocrite. He used the army to win elections in 2015. He even commanded the army to open a locked stadium in 2015. Wike should stop making empty noise. Chris from Port Harcourt. This one says, 2019 general elections, there was federal might everywhere. I was a victim as ad hoc staff. I was posted to Ward 8, Unit 14. Ubima, former Governor Mechi's polling unit, Mr. Worldwide in Omudiaga. Mudioga. This one says, Governor Wike is not in position to advocate for withdrawal of military from government officials. It is hypocritical for someone who has heavily benefited from military manipulations or services. Stand uniquely with that one. This one says, he who kills...
Wisdom, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Lady West, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, you're welcome.
My name is Engineer Joe. They begin to answer another thing. They will write and fill the whole booklet, writing a different thing altogether without even answering the question I asked. See, this conversation is all about attaching military to politicians, right or wrong. It has nothing to do with whether this person has done it in the past or not. What if I've done it in the past and I repented now? Does it make it wrong or right? Which was the question was I asked somebody here, a caller here, and he couldn't even expatiate. See, the problem we're having in Nigeria is that we attach politics to everything we do. The man has said it all. Well, do you know that when I was growing up, I see soldiers on the street. I run into the house and lock the house completely. My father would tell me that, look, you see these soldiers, they are seeing themselves. You might even die. But now, go to the road, you see soldiers collect money. You see more than 5 or 200 soldiers following one politician. You see more than 50 soldiers following one politician.
All right, you have to round up.
Just to politicians, that's the governor.
Is in camp. Arrived this morning, and social media is agog for that young man. He's not quite young, Kelechi Iheanacho. All right, someone else who has also arrived for the show is Emeka Dena, the Odogwon of Sports. Great to have you join us, Emeka.
Good afternoon to you, Reliance. Good afternoon to our listeners out there. Always a pleasure to be here. Kelechi Iheanacho is getting to that line when the Eagles file out this weekend. That being said, is he a champion yet? Maybe in 2015 when Nigeria won the Under-17 World Cup.
Was a champion.
That was 6 years ago. Is that why you're still giving stand up for the champions? What did he win? You're overhyping this man. Take it easy.
I deserve and I own the right to hype my own, don't I? And of course, this always said that we have the right to hype our own, but it is what it is. Kelechi Iheanacho yet to win the Nations Cup with this set of Nigerian Super Eagles. Upcoming Nations Cup, over there in Cameroon. But in the meantime, the Nigerian forward deserved all the accolade he had. Recall the World Cup, he was seriously criticized. And rightly, Gennaro Road left him out of that squad. But right now, there is nowhere you can't find a space for Kelechi Iheanacho.
Did you see the video of Iheanacho walking in the team's camp?
Yeah, I saw it, Emeka.
where someone said, bros, your step don't change you. And he even came with a more swagalicious step, as it were. Well,
that's what form does to you, Emeka. That's what form does to you.
I mean, he deserves all the praise. He was the star of the 2015 Under-17 World Cup.
Yes, he's a champion in process.
Who still hasn't won anything?
Is that what we are celebrating now? On the 2 goals at Man United or 3 goals against the Sheffield United. Which one are we celebrating now?
All of them.
The 2015 effort.
we are celebrating his coming back, like he's coming back to form.
In a good form.
Kelechi was even 2013. It was Osimhen that was 2015. Kelechi was 2013 United Arab Emirates. That's 8 years ago, under 17.
Yes.
Well,
anyways,
he's doing well now at club level. Let's enjoy that one.
Don't get it twisted. Kelechi hasn't won just anything yet. I was actually thinking of a proper song to use to introduce the show, since I was going to announce the arrival of Kelechi Iheanacho, and none could come into my head except this song by Right Side Fred, Stand Up, the champion is pressing. Let's see what's going on.
Stand up.
right, today's Sports Life makes a return. Great to have you join us once again, and good afternoon to you officially. We'll be talking about Kelechi Iheanacho on the show this afternoon, which is the rival at the Super Eagles camp, as well as the prospect or how it should be used by the coach, to get results in the both matches that Nigeria will be filing out in the AFCON qualifier. We'll also be talking boxing on the show, where Dylan White is in top gears, making preparations ahead of his bout, the rematch against Alexander Povetkin. And how about the Nigeria Women's Football League? Rivers Angels, I beg your pardon, here in Port Harcourt at the University of Port Harcourt Sport Complex will be keen on Sunshine Queens. 4 p.m. is the time for that one. Just in about under 55 minutes, that match will kick off. We'll look at that and also look at some qualifiers to expect in AFCON, as well as the World Cup qualifier. So you can be a part of the show via our SMS and WhatsApp portal, which is 0701-933-9962. 0701-933-9962. On Twitter, we are at Today95.1. That's official Twitter, Today95.1. You can copy me at Rely. Copy Emeka at Dinner Emeka. And do not forget that much later, the phone lines will be thrown open for you to air your opinion on the show. Constructive criticism where required, but let's keep our conversation civil, even when we agree or disagree.
Close. Now it's just who wants it most. It's just life, that's how it is.
So it's here from boxing, where Dylan White insists that Alexander Povetkin admitted how badly he was hurt in the moment after their first fight. White twice knocked
Povetkin in front of that encounter and all that, but this time around, I'm sure he must have learned his lessons. I remember then he said he practiced against that left hook from Povetkin severally, like 100 times.
Couldn't do it.
He couldn't stop
at the right time
when it came. Yeah, and that left hook is not gone yet. He can still resurface if he doesn't take precaution, if he doesn't defend very well. Dylan White, Povetkin is a dangerous fighter. He used to be a world champion before, back in the day. Old as we are right now, over 40 already, in his early 40s. But he's still a very dangerous man. We saw what he did to Dylan White last year. So I think it can go either way. I wouldn't put my money on any of them. Dylan White is stronger, but it takes just 1 point to get you out of the way. And that's what Povetkin did the last time. So I will leave it open. Either of them can take this one, I tell you. I can't bet against the dangerous Ukrainian, Russian, talking about Alexander Povetkin right there. But that being said, Dylan White, I'm sure he must have learned his lessons and he wants to go for this one because it's an opportunity for him to remedy his battered image, as it were.
I want to believe you also share the thoughts of Emeka Dinner, Queen Chikeze, or would you want to disagree?
I would want to disagree a little bit because I think one of the reasons why Dylan lost that game was because at the point where he had hit Povetkin twice down, he felt like it was all over and he just let loose and was...
He lost concentration.
Yeah. So I think this time he's going to go all out and expect anything at any time, and he'll be very much careful. And I think for that reason, he's going to win this one.
All right, Emeka, if eventually it turns out to be a loss for Dylan White again, how would that affect his career going forward?
Definitely drag him further down the pecking order in the rankings, and a huge opportunity must have missed. They are fighting for the WBC interim championship.
Sure.
He held that one. All he needed to do in the first fight was to beat Povetkin and have that chance to fight the WBC champion. Of course, talking about Tyson Fury. So at the end of the day, if he goes ahead to lose this one, then it could mean this man will have to start walk again, go down the pecking order, start fighting eliminations to get up in the rankings. I remember the fight he lost to Anthony Joshua. I mean, that was his first defeat, and at the end of the day, it took him over 5-6 fights to eventually get to where he is, where he was last time, challenging for the WBC heavyweight crown. But that being said, I'm sure he knows that very well. Even Eddie Hearn, his promoter, has said his career would have come to an end if he loses again to Povetkin. So it's a very crucial fight. He wouldn't want to lose at this point in time because it will drag him down the pecking order, which will not be good for his career. Yeah.
Who texted this Saturday night? This week Saturday, that is, between Dylan White and Alexander Povetkin. Let's have your contribution coming to us via SMS or WhatsApp portal 0701 933 9962. Dylan White takes on Alexander Povetkin in a rematch of their last heavyweight bout, where it was a knockout for Alexander Povetkin, in favor of Alexander Povetkin. in the 5th round of the first bout. But right about now on Saturday, we're going to be seeing a rematch of that bout. Would there be an end to Dylan White or a resumption for the man? Let's have your contributions coming to us via our feedback platforms, Twitter at Today95.1. If you are a boxing fan, a supporter of Dylan White, more like, I don't know how much fans that Dylan White will put here in Nigeria, but they can also weigh in on the conversation. Let's talk Rivers Angels on the show.
To be the best, number one and nothing less. Lead me to my destiny.
But Rivers Angels be the best, number one and nothing else when they take on Sunshine Queens by 4 p.m. later this evening. Time will tell. But in the meantime, players of Rivers Angels FC have promised to bounce back from their first leg defeat as they welcome Sunshine Queens of Akure to Port Harcourt later this evening in a match day 11 Nigeria Women League Premiership tie. The duo of Rivers were beaten 2-1 by FC Robo in match day 10 on the Nigeria Women Football Premiership, thereby giving a 4-point lead to rivals Bielsa Queens. Here is Rivers Angels. Rivers Angels are big bottom forward Marian Ezenagu saying the target is a close thing.
Last week, this match, we are ready to play. We are coming all out. And for we the attackers, we are ready to score, to get more goals for the team. And this match, we are winning the match so as to reduce the points which Bielsa is stopping us with.
All right, so you've heard from Marian Ezenagu. Of course, I really want to hope that Deborah Abiodun returns to the lineup. I'm not sure if he featured against Robo Queens in Lagos, but I really want to hope she returns. One midfielder you would love to watch. Sometimes plays as an attacker, sometimes as a midfielder. She really is a brilliant player to look out for. Emeka, they should be able to do it against Sunshine Queens. I mean, it's home. It's Uniport. They've been brilliant here at home, Rivers Angels. They've also been getting results away from home, no doubt. But against Sunshine Queens, they should be able to do it.
Yeah, you can liken them to the male team, Rivers United. They are impeccable at home. All the matches they have played at home so far this season, they've won all, as a matter of fact. So I don't see Sunshine Queens stopping them this time around. They've beaten all comers so far this season at home. I recall the big win against Edo Queens. It was 6 goals to Delta Queens. Well, no, Edo Queens, 6 goals to 2 here in Port Harcourt. And at the end of the day, I think they'll be able to get it right. Talking about Rivers Angels over Sunshine Queens. Sunshine Queens, just like their male team, are also struggling in the league. So there wouldn't be a problem for Rivers Angels. A routine win for me, 1-0, 2-0, 3-1, whatever, but it should be a win for Rivers Angels. They have the quality to do so. They're hungry. They know what is at stake. Bielsa Queens have opened up a 4-point gap on them following their defeat last time against to Robo Queens in Lagos. Bielsa on their part won against Pelican Stars to go 4 points clear. So any slip up at home here will further give Bielsa Queens a very big opportunity. Both teams are clashing in the next 2 match days here in Port Harcourt, and that will be perhaps one of the deciding games of the season as it were. But today they have to get the job done if they are to still be in close contact, in close touch with the Bielsa Queens, who are looking like runaway leaders right now.
They're looking like runaway leaders. Trust me. Just look at the table. Although it's just 4 points and it's just 10 matches played, today's match will make up 11 matches played so far this season. But Queen, Rivers Angels, do you see them going on to win the NWFL this season, or you think Sunshine Queens, who are at the top of not Sunshine Queens, not Bielsa Queens, who are leading proceedings right there, will continue in this ride and then eventually become champions? Or you think Rivers Angels will do not unprecedented? Of course, they've won the championship before, but I think they'll be able to repeat what they've been doing before, which is winning the champions.
Yeah, what we've seen them do in the past and the record they have, I think they have a great chance of winning the MPFL. The women
NWFL, yeah.
NWFL. So it's 4 points, but football is unpredictable, and once they are brilliant at home and they are good away too, but they just it's just I think 1 or 2
one loss for Rivers Angels.
Or Rivers Angels on the way, and some couple of draws that have actually put that gap between them. So if they put up what they've been doing, keep on the winning stake, and then maybe it's just a slip from Bielsa Queens, and the table will be turned around. So there is still very much great chance for them to win the league.
All right, Rivers Angel will take on Sunshine Queens for PM. Shouldn't be able to be at home to welcome Delta Queens. Dreams Ladies will take on Nasarawa Amazon to be Royal Queens against league leaders by Elsa Queens. Pelican Stars of Cross River will take on Confluence Queens. Abia Angels will welcome Robo Queens, who defeated Rivers Angels at Lagos in March Day 10. And the Bomb Angels will be at home to welcome Edo Queens. Joining us on the show is Victor Oriahi, your favorite melanin sports presenter. Great to have you join us, man.
Thank you so much, Reliance. And that quickly just weigh my opinion on the Rivers Angels. Their match later
against
today,
Sunshine
I think
Queens.
it's going to be a one-way ticket. It's going to be Rivers Angels all the way. Earlier this week, we did hear of their manager, Edwin Okon, being crowned as the manager for the month of February. Quite impressive from the man. And then Bayelsa Queens, they've got a very difficult task going away from home to face Royal Queens. That match, against Royal Queens. The side, they've not been too convincing, but just like the NPFL team.
Right now, we are in Lagos at Eko Towers.
To be the best, number one and nothing less. Lead me to my destiny.
No tension, you are winning. By the grace of God, you shall win.
Con qualifiers against Benin Republic and Lesotho. The arrival of NHL, whose brace at the weekend sent man invited, at least not players on standby now, but all players invited for that matchup are already in camp, with Anayo Iwola, who replaced Sadiq Umar, also in camp. And he'll be forming a talking point of today on the show with regards to the Super Eagles qualifiers against Benin Republic and Lesotho. Kelechi Iheanacho, informed striker he is. Victor, I'll throw this to you. Look at the form of Kelechi Iheanacho with Leicester City. His combination with Jamie Vardy. How best do you think Rush should use him to get results?
I think it's obvious. Play him alongside Victor Osimhen. Somehow, Kelechi Iheanacho has just found great form. And one thing you need to do when a player has found form, when a player has picked form, is to just use that player to the best of his ability. Keep on doing whatever was being done that saw that player get to that particular run. At this point in time, the truth is whatever Kelechi Iheanacho touches might just turn to gold. It's more of the Midas touch. We've seen it with quite a number of players when they're in form. I remember a few weeks back when it was Bukayo Saka. Saka was just doing things for Arsenal. He would just take one shot from a shot that's supposed to go nowhere, but somehow it probably hits the crossbar or it's on target. I think the best thing for Gennaro Rohr to do is to pair Kelechi Iheanacho alongside Victor Osimhen. Victor Osimhen has had it quite tough for him at Napoli. Not the way a lot of Nigerians expected, not the way the manager, not even the way the club expected it to be for the man. Yes, we do know there's been COVID-19, there's been injuries in his Napoli journey, but still, since coming back, he's been able to get just one goal, which is not so impressive for the man who was bought for so much money. So coming back to the Nigerian Super Eagles, I'm hopeful. Is one player that I really respect. I mean, both players rather, Kelechi Iheanacho and Victor Osimhen. I want to see them beat that Nigeria goal scoring record, and I think Gennaro Rohr playing the both of them up front might just do some benefits to both men.
Emeka, do you agree? Play both of them or another combination up front?
No, I don't see Raw playing both of them, honestly, because Raw, if you play both of them, you're looking at probably a 4-4-2 formation, and Raw is not a fan of 4-4-2 formation. It's basically a 4-3-3 precedent, meaning he starts with one outright central striker. It could either be Iheanacho or Osimhen. Before now, it was all about Osimhen. Iheanacho coming from the bench, and the three men up front there. Of course, with Osimhen up front, you have either Samuel Chukwueze or Samuel Carlo on the other side. Depending on the combination, it could be Moses Simon as well. So if you say play these two together, then the coach will have to adopt a new strategy other than what he's used to before now. 4-3-3 formation will always have three midfielders in the team. Alex Iwobi, Wilfred Ndidi, and these days Joe Arebo, of course, you can alternate him with Ogeneka Retebo. So up front there, I don't see Raw playing Kelechi Iheanacho and Osimhen. Osimhen is not in form. There's no need saying anything
starting
about
him.
It. Yes, I think Iheanacho should get the nod to start in the attack right there, to lead the lines for the Super Eagles. But because that's over there in Chelsea, at Leicester
City,
is partnering with
Jamie Vardy.
The coach can twist his formation all the time. He has the opportunity. He plays 1, 2, 3 matches every week and all that. But that's not the case for Raw. Raw plays one match in 6 months, 7 months, or thereabout, as the case may be, due to COVID-19 and all that. So it will be difficult for him to begin to look at the new formation right now. But if he decides to do so, then it will also be good for these two players. Play a 4-4-2. That's what we were used to back then. Nigeria was a 4-4-2 team, the Super Eagles. But today, different coaches have come with different tactics and all that. We left the natural wing play where you cross into the area for the frontmen to nod in and all that. And of course, these days our wingers are even goal scorers as we are. So I doubt if you want to play both Osimhen and Iheanacho in the starting 11. Are we completely ruling out Onuachu? Onuachu is in the team now. And he's hotter than Osimhen, if you ask me. Yes.
Anyways, Queen, Kelechi Iheanacho has had a direct hand in 15 goals in his 15 start across all competition this season. That's for Leicester City. Would you be surprised if you see Kelechi Iheanacho drop to the bench and Osimhen starts for Ghana Raw?
Yes, I would be surprised greatly, because you don't reserve the best for the latter in football.
Okay.
You put it.
You start with your best.
Especially what we have seen Nigerians do, our Super Eagles do with Sierra Leone, letting loose that 4-0.
Yeah.
I don't think General will want to do that again. Right now, I think when it comes to that upfront, Kelechi Iheanacho is the most productive amongst all that we have. So I don't see him.
Maybe in the Super Eagles. Now come back to the Super Eagles. Between Kelechi Iheanacho and Paul Onuachu, who has been most productive?
When was the last time Kelechi scored a goal for Nigeria?
I am not.
Can you remember?
You look at the records. You look at the records.
Look at what we have currently.
No, we're talking about records or past or any. We're talking about form. We're talking about current form. And whether we like it or not, it is Paul Onuachu. But just to cut into what this season that is.
But you can say in the last 3-4 matches, it's Kelechi Iheanacho. You understand? So you're as good as your last game. He scored twice against Manchester United in his last game.
Scored a hat-trick.
Yeah, exactly. Against Sheffield United in the ultimate game. But if you look at the course of the season, Onuachu is amongst the top 3 in the world right now. Not just for Nigeria.
Emeka, come back to the Super Eagles. You guys should come. We are talking about the Super Eagles.
We are saying the same thing.
Productivity in the Super Eagles.
Kelechi Iheanacho before now is the bench warmer in the Super Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? I mean, he sits on the bench for the likes of Osimhen to start. You understand? He comes in with a few minutes at the end of the encounter. But look at his current form right now. I mean, he is probably the hottest Nigerian striker going into these qualifiers. So, the narrative has changed. Now, the coach will not just throw him into the fray because Iheanacho will even start.
And I must even say that we also have another game against Lesotho.
Exactly.
So the coach could actually choose to probably deploy two different attacking teams.
Yes.
So if Kelechi Iheanacho doesn't start on Saturday, I won't be surprised. I won't be shocked. Because there is also going to be the game on Tuesday against Lesotho.
And you think you will have to let go of this one because you have another one? How sure are you?
That's the thing. How about securing what in front of you before you can now maybe do experiments with
even if we play with I'm trying to say who is Nigeria's current worst top man. In Europe. I'm wondering. I don't really know. There's that Fulham guy.
You saying that even if
it's Ademola Lookman that we play with, I don't see Benin Republic beating us.
Now here's the thing: Benin Republic are unbeaten.
You don't know what at home.
They are unbeaten at home in the last 8 years.
Yeah.
At that particular season that Nigeria are going to be playing, they are unbeaten for the last 8 years.
How many matches they don't play for the last 8 years?
It doesn't count.
We don't have to break
If you play
such
2 games,
records,
if you play 2 games in 8 years,
we don't have to break
we
such
are
records,
beating the 8 years. You know that I'm Happy.
No, Ndola, I think it was 2016 or so in Ndola, Zambia. No, the Zambians were unbeaten at home then for God knows how long too, but we were able to beat them 2-1. All
right.
And I tried the way we scored on that occasion. So we know how to break such records. That's not an issue with us.
All right, let's have your contribution via SMS and WhatsApp portal 0701-933-9962. We head to the newsroom to bring you today's news in 60, and afterwards we'll be taking your contribution. Stick around.
Today's news in 60. The federal government has launched a national policy on very small aperture terminal (VSAT) core skills aimed at equipping Nigerians with the requisite digital skills for a globally competitive digital economy. About 600 Nigerian youths are currently undergoing the first phase of the training across the country. A 2019 presidential candidate, Professor Kingsley Moghalu, will be a keynote speaker at the Cybertech Global Conference, the yearly gathering of the world's top leaders in the field of cyber technology, scheduled to take place in Dubai, United Arab Emirates from April 5th to 7th. The conference will review developments in the cyber technology ecosystem and its applications to governance, national security, business investments, finance, and academia. On the foreign scene, Twitter may soon bring the undo tweet feature to the app. Reports say Twitter is working on app subscription for paid features like undo tweet. When this feature is confirmed, that means Twitter has ticked off yet another guess on the list of options that Twitter can use to monetize the platform. Today's news in 60.
Returns Market's new office alert. Hooray! Returns Market's multi-purpose cooperative society is finally here with a unique formula to better the lives of its members. Now has its new Port Harcourt address at number 31 GU Ake Road, immediately after Mercy House by Farm Road 1, Eliozu. Port Harcourt Returns Market has other subsidiary companies such as Returns Consultancy Nigeria Limited, Returns Industries, Returns Security Services Limited, Returns Housing Limited. These new brands shall only make it better in our society. For more inquiries, you can contact our offices today at Returns House, number 33B, Rumola Stadium Link Road, after NMPC Filling Station, Rumola, Port Harcourt, or number 31 GU Ake Road, immediately after Mercy House by Farm Road 1, Eliozu, Port Harcourt. Call us now on 0903-461-4444 or 0815-518-9002 or visit our website at www.returnsmarketcooperative.com. Choose financial freedom. Choose Returns Market Multi-Purpose Cooperative Society Limited.
95.1 FM, voice of the people.
And we're back.
Super Eagles, no tension. You are winning by the grace of God. You shall win, you shall win, you shall win. Zawa, 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 zawa.
Great to have you join us once again. It's great to know you're still there listening to us today. Sports Live, the midweek edition of it from your premium news talk and sport radio dial today. 95.1 FM right here in the Garden Center of Port Harcourt. Reliable Reliance Redundant right here. Driving proceedings with Queen Chikezie, Victor Orahi, and Emeka Dena. Not forgetting you listening to us. Our feedback platforms are there for you. 0701-933-996. So that's the SMS on WhatsApp portal. On Twitter at TodayFM951. At Dena Emeka, at Reliable Rely, at Victor Oriahi. Those are the handles of Emeka Dena, Reliance Udanian, and Victor Oriahi, respectively, in case you want to use tweet to be part of the conversation. Now, before we hand over the microphone to you as well and throw the phone lines open for you to have your say for those who prefer to talk, Emeka, we understand that fans will be allowed into the Nigeria-Lesotho match. 30% of fans we heard CAF has approved to be allowed. That's about 7,000 fans because the Teslim Balogun Stadium is about 25,000 approximately. Will that change anything for the Nigerian Super Eagles when they take on Lesotho? Or maybe by that time the qualifications must have been Done and dusted.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, the fixture is historic for the Lagos fans. Over a decade ago, Nigeria played their last match right there in Lagos. It used to be the home of the Super Eagles, the National Stadium in Surulere. But this time around, it will be played just opposite it, the other side of it, talking about the Teslim Balogun Stadium. It's historic. The fans are eager to have the Eagles back. Unfortunately, we won't have a full house there, just about 7,000. I mean, it's massive for the players. A lot of them, in fact, all of them, they don't play with fans, even in their European club side. So I think it's a breath of fresh air for them. They will get that moral support. The Lagos fans are very, very impatient. They will start supporting the Lesotho team if you don't deliver as at when due. That's one of the reasons the Eagles left Lagos. The Lagos fans are impatient. So the Eagles better buckle up and give a good performance. They support the good team, the better team. And I mean, it doesn't matter whether you're Nigeria or not. Once you're not performing well, the Lagos fans will shift their loyalty to the visitors, and that's what they've done to the Eagles back in the day. But it's good that they are eventually coming back, and the fans will be there to welcome them. Yes.
All right, I'll say this just before I throw the phone lines open, so that in case you want to give us a possible combination for Kelechi Iheanacho up front for Gennaro Raw as the coach, then you have this in mind. The midfielders in come as Shemi Ajayi, Ogeneka Retebo, Abdullahi Shehu, Joseph Ayodele Aribo, Wilfred Ndidi. The forwards are Ahmed Musa, Henry Nyokuru, Anayo Iwola of Enyimba. It sweets me, gives me joy when I pronounce that name. Alex Iwobi, Paul Onuachu, Samuel Chukwueze, Victor Osimhen, and Kelechi Iheanacho. So when you're giving us a combination for Gennaro Raw, you have those players in mind. Let's go to the front lines to have your contribution. 0817 000 0951 and 0810 9510 951. Those are the phone numbers to call for you to be a part of the show. I'm seeing your SMSs already, as well as your WhatsApp messages. I'll do justice to all of them before I leave here, trust me. But let's start with the phone lines. Okay, we lost that one. All right, let's return to the SMS portal and take messages from there. This one says, good afternoon, sports crew. Let's buy Odogo of sports. Sorry, which team will play Enyimba this midweek? Jude Nathaniel. Jude, there's no midweek fixture in the Nigeria Professional Football League.
A standing match tomorrow against MFM in Lagos.
All right, so you've heard that, and maybe afterward from there they'll
come back home and play Dakada on Sunday.
I know, but one talk say they go relax, watch Super Eagles.
No. They will leave their own match where they won't play.
Okay. All right. Pastor Nkem Jika says it's in record that 95.1 is not women friendly. That's not true. I hope Queen John has come to stay so that we can enjoy a feminine voice from Pastor Nkem Jika. Please, I mean Queen Chikezie. All right, making a case there for, but it's not true that we are not women friendly. Come on, you can't say that.
We've always had a woman in the crew over
trust
the years.
Trust me, over the years. Trust me. That's not fair. That's not fair to us from you. Raw should play a 3-5-2 formation. Akbogoma, Ekong, Balogun at the back.
Akbogoma is not in the team.
Unfortunately. Ndidi, Aribo, Alex in midfield, Chukwueze and MPF winger as wing backs. Kelechi and Paul Onuachu as forward. Osimhen shouldn't have joined Napoli. Serie A isn't for Flair. Is it Flair or Fair Players? Okay, Fair Players is too weak. Bad Commandos sending in that one. This one says, Pat from Elozu says, Super Eagles will win in Benin. Almost all their players are Nigerians. The gods of soccer will favor Nigeria. Use anyone, we will win.
That's not true. Not even 30% of the players are Nigerians, please.
Okay. We lost that one. Keep the calls coming in. 0817 000 0951 and 0810 9510 951. How should Gennaro best use Victor, I beg your pardon now, Kelechi Iheanacho to replicate the form the man has been putting up for his club, Leicester City? Question for today, 95.1.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you. Name and location.
Okay, my name is Anette.
Did I hear Anette?
Yes.
Go ahead.
My name.
Go ahead.
Okay, I want to talk about the long time contract of the Super.
You are listening.
Okay. I would like to what is Chukwueze and collection and Osimhen. That's
Okay. All right, thank you very much. Prefers a combination of Kelechi Iheanacho and Victor Osimhen. More like, could be a 4-4-2, it could also be a 3-5-2 formation if both players are to be used for those matchup. Let's go back to the front lines, 95.1.
Yeah, reliable. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you. Name and location, talk to me.
Emeka, good day.
Good afternoon.
Queen, I appreciate and the rest of you. You see, let me start from Genetro.
Yeah, you tell us your name. Start from your name and location.
Emeka, thank you for reminding us that we used to play 4-4-2. No coach is stagnant with a particular formation. You play your match based on your players you have and the current form of the players. It will be football injustice for Iheanacho to sit on the bench for Victor Osimhen to start match ahead of Iheanacho. We have Paul Anacho who is doing very well. You can change the formation. We have good wingers, even though we have scoring wingers like Chukwueze and in fact, I'm not even well. I should even start that match. Even if we play Benin Republic with home base team will do that Benin Republic team. So not losing match in their home for 12 years or how many
8 years, not 12 years.
So we have quality players. Janet Raw is a coach. You should change formation. Coaches do that. You don't have players and you stick in one particular formation.
All right, what's your name? What's your name?
Apostle of Love. Sorry.
Apostle of Love. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, I appreciate you for stopping by on the show. Let's go to line 2, 95.1.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Name and location. Submission.
My name is Maxwell.
Go ahead, Maxwell.
I have a question for you, Reliance.
We're listening.
Why are you not making a case for Paul Onacho? Is it because you don't want the Belgian league? Or you're making a case for Victor Osimhen, who is not productive in their various clubs? If it was to be a tactical and technical coach, who do you think they will invite between both of them? If we had a good coach, or both of them were from foreign countries, a better coach would have picked Onacho ahead of Victor Osimhen. But because of just mediocrity, we employ somebody who is half-baked. We are preferring Osimhen, who has scored only 3 goals, and someone who is prolific. If it was Mourinho coaching a good country, they would prefer Onacho more than this guy. So look away and suit their formation.
Right.
Because we don't want to just look at, because he's not playing the Premiership, we don't watch every day. This guy, to me, Onacho and whoever is informed, as it stands now, either Kelechi or whoever, should play.
All right, Maxwell, before I let you go, I'm going to ask you a question. Are you there?
Okay. Yeah, I'm there.
Has Paul Onacho been invited to the Super Eagles setup before?
Yes, either one or twice. Before his first appearance was against.
Now, in those opportunities he has had, how productive was it?
Oh, God, how many matches? Can you just
all right, Maxwell.
matches? You cannot just somebody to only 3 matches.
Okay.
No, it's not done like that.
All right.
But look at Osimhen as he has been given time in his club. How many goals has he scored? So he keep on playing.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't know why guys are not, because you don't watch Belgian League. It's not good.
All right.
So it's a failure.
Okay. Thank you very much, Maxwell. Not surely a happy man for us not making a case for Paul Onacho. But have we not made cases for Paul Onacho?
No.
It won't be the first time, will it?
Paul Onacho has not justified his inclusion in the national team over the last 2 years or thereabout that he has been around the team. He hasn't played 3 matches for Nigeria. He has played a total of 9 matches with 1 goal. So if you make 9 appearances and score only 1 goal in your first game, in the Eagles, I think that's not a good return. But that being said, apart from the fact that he's not scoring goals, his work rate is equally not brilliant when it comes to the national team. It's a different story altogether at club level over there in Belgium. 27 goals in 32 matches. I mean, he has scored more than Messi, Ronaldo, Erling Haaland, and some of the finest strikers in the world.
Except Robert Lewandowski. 95.1, name and location.
Reliance.
Talk to me. Name and location, please.
Seriously, 26 goals.
You know, one tell me your name, Abi.
My name is Lost in Reliance. I want to ask you. 26 goals in Belgium.
27 goals in all competitions. This is
27 goals in Belgium. Is it the same thing as 27 goals in England?
No,
it can't be. It can't be.
It can't be.
Who has scored up to 20 goals in England? Any Nigerian player up to 20 goals in England?
You said what?
How many goals has Iheanacho just scored this season for Leicester City in all competitions? It's not up to 12.
Yes, but Iheanacho, if I remember, if you put the assists and all together, it should be up to about 15 or 16. In England, it's not the same thing as Belgium. They don't see. You don't compare the Spain, Italy, England, Germany, and where again? I think 5 of them. You don't compare it with any other league.
All right.
That is what we are talking about. Yeah, so when people talk about, don't forget he wasn't even supposed to come. It was because of one or two things that he was on standby list.
Yeah.
He's not good. I know he believes so much in Kelechi Iheanacho. There's no way that he will not use him. I can tell you he will start him. Because what he saw during the last World Cup qualifier, he was so good. And after that...
Thank you very much, Lawson. Back to line 1, 95.1.
Hello, good afternoon, Sports Crew.
Good afternoon to you. Name, location, and submission.
Yeah, I'm actually calling from now.
Go ahead.
Okay, I just think for the coach of Nigeria, if you cannot have a plan B, I mean, you're not a good coach. If you have a striker like Paul Onuachu, because of the way you play, your first team of play, that you can't accommodate such a striker that is banging in the goals. I mean, what are you trying to tell me? If let's use, for example, Pep. Look at the Man City of the other season that they won everything. They were high pressing, but they conceded a lot of goals. Now compare it to this present Man City. See how the coach has changed. You know, if you hit them on counters, you achieve results against.
Are you there?
You go toe-to-toes with them, you feel. So I just think that he needs to have a plan B to accommodate Paul Onuachu, who is banging the goals right now.
Appreciate you. Cannot Roy, you need a plan B. If B is not working, good to say we have 26 letters in the alphabet, don't we? So we could have more plans as possible. Let's take some WhatsApp messages. This one says, I wouldn't be surprised because, good afternoon and great job. Let's start message from there. I wouldn't be surprised because he's the coach and should know his best legs. Jerome from Igrota. I'm sure you're responding to the question I asked Queen. If she will be surprised if Kenneth Raw drop Iheanacho to the bench and prefers Osimhen to start. Skifo Pero says, good afternoon to you all. If Super Eagles fail to win 2 of this AFCON qualifiers, then the coach deserves to be sacked. Skifo Pero is my name from Eche. He goes on to say the coach should play 4-4-2 or 4. Emeka, can the coach play 4-4-3?
Nobody could say post. There will be a new rule in football. Now accommodate 12 players.
I don't understand.
He probably meant 4-3-3.
I'm sure he meant to write 4-3-3.
Or maybe 4-4-2.
Or even 3-4-3.
Okay, 4-4-3 is not possible, brother. Skifo Pero is my name, alright? That's from the WhatsApp portal. Let's switch to the SMS portal and take. And this one says, if Aboguma wasn't invited, which kind of centre back did Raw invite? I'm tired of Raw. He's always changing the list. I don't even know most of the players. Back Commando, I'll quickly give you a list of defenders invited or in camp right now for Coach Kenneth Raw. We have William Trusekong, Olaoluwa Aino, Adekunle Adeleke, Chidozie Awaziem, Leon Balogun, Tyrone Eboye, Jamil Collins, and Saidu Sanusi. So
he's making a case for Kevin Akpoguma. Akpoguma only switched allegiance from Germany to Nigeria, and you expected him to be a regular feature in the team. I mean, but somehow after just 2 matches, maybe 4,
that's probably the reason why he's switched. Because he wants to play national team.
That is it. And he's no longer been invited. It's disappointing.
All right, Fortune in Ozoba says, hi, spoken and good afternoon for me. Iheanacho should lead the line for the Eagles. Onuachu has been to impress us. Emeka, you have said all. Lagos fans will not tolerate any sort of poor performance. Thank you very much. And Stephen from Onwoji says, that says, good afternoon, the sport gang. For me, I think Rod should go with 4-4-2 formation with Kelechi and Osimhen up front with the Inyemba winger and Chukwueze as wingers. We will definitely destroy Benin with this lineup. Thanks. Is there any coach that still play 4-4-2 formation? It's been long I see a coach deploy 4-4-2 formation.
Yes, no.
Who does it?
In the like you're talking of football, like global.
Generally,
it is. It's still about this. It's outdated. It's outdated.
In the Premier League.
It's been long.
Rather, you don't see a 4-1-4-1.
4-1-4-1. Yeah.
Yeah. It's 4-4-2 is outdated kind of formation.
95.1.
Hello, Reliance. Good afternoon.
Hi, Fed. Good afternoon to you.
Yeah, so good afternoon to your colleagues in the studio.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Thank you. Emeka.
Is listening.
To correct.
It's coming in South Sudan, supposed to take Malawi. I'm sure that match is underway already. Uganda, Burkina Faso should also be underway in Group B. And then in Group C, Sao Tome and Principe, we're supposed to take Sudan as well. Group F, Rwanda, Mozambique, Ethiopia, Madagascar for Group K. World Cup qualifiers, that's Slovakia, Slovenia, were also scheduled to take on Croatia later this night by 8:45. Emeka, do we have updates?
The updates. Of course, South Sudan are trailing at home. Malawi lead them by a goal to nothing. That match is almost concluding. Is almost in additional time right there. Uganda also played at a goalless draw with Burkina Faso in Group B. That was the result you can take to the bank. Guinea will play Mali later this evening by 5 p.m. in Group A. And in Group C, we have one match. Sudan, they are beating Sao Tome and Principe by 2 goals to nothing. The result, Rwanda have also almost beaten Mozambique by a goal to nothing because they are in additional time in that encounter. Ethiopia are 4-0 up against Madagascar. That's the result actually. They've won Madagascar 4 goals to nothing. This is Madagascar beat us at the AFCON, if you recall.
2 goals to nothing.
Yes. They were beaten 4-0 by Ethiopia this evening, and those are the updates coming in from the AFCON qualifiers.
All right, as we look to wrap things up on the show, let's pick 1 or 2 more calls and we're out of here. But in the meantime, let me take some SMSs. This one says, hello, everyone in the studio. Gonna Raw should go with a 4-4-2 formation. Simon Iheanacho should start. Onachu is a lanky striker. Super Eagles do not cross and not again. Drape Peter Raphael from Opatabo in Ahoda West. Hope I didn't bite my tongue there. Odogu 1, Gernot Raw is not a good coach. He lacks techniques. Check other African coach. Their formations speak for them. IG from Port Harcourt. Good afternoon, Queen. I love you for being a sports queen. He has stated reason for being a sports queen.
Oh my word.
Okay, so I'll take this last call. 95.1.
Hello, good afternoon.
Last caller. Good afternoon. Wrap it up for us.
Okay. Gernot Raw should pick the best players for the day.
He has picked players already.
Is that
talking about for the day?
Go ahead.
Then I need to find out the time for the match and if it's going to be shown on our television.
5 p.m. The match is on Saturday by 5 p.m. If it will be shown on TV, I don't know of that one yet.
Okay.
Just keep listening to our bulletin. The match is on Saturday. Build up to that match. We'll reveal the time and, of course, TV coverage details for you. Thank you very much for being a part of the show. All right, that's where we wrap up the show this afternoon. Thank you very much for your calls, SMSs, WhatsApp messages, and I thank you too to Queen Chikeze, who has won for herself a love on my show. You're gonna have to buy me a drink for that one. And Emeka Dina was also here. Victoria was also here.
I don't know.
All right, 7:30 tomorrow. Sports Start makes a return. 3 p.m. will be the time for another edition of Today's Sports Live. Until then, remember, in anything you are doing, always be ready to give it a little bit of a sacrifice, because trust me, there is no success whatsoever without a sacrifice. Have a wonderful evening.
To be the best, number one and nothing.
Radio
less.
has never been this good. Today, 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt.
Are you in need of a secured investment company with a proven track record of delivery? Then visit Hawk Funds at Omasiritim Plaza, number 15 Kent Sarawiwa Former Stadium Road, Port Harcourt, or visit them online at www.hawkfunds.org. For further inquiries, call 08101 801 067 08101 801 067. Money security is guaranteed with third-party insurance. Hawk Funds, investing beyond now.
We travel, they go, they come. Everything we do, they prosper. Hey, my friend, time now money.
Yes, indeed. Time now money. It's a pleasure having you in our studio, sir. Sir, I would like you to tell us what Hawk Fund is all about.
My name is Mr. Kelechi. Hawk Funds is a fast-growing forex investment company registered in Nigeria.
Okay.
We are a team of financial investment experts with branches across major states in Nigeria. Our mission is to help people become financially free.
Wow, I intend to achieve that.
You know that one of the very sure ways to secure a financial future is through investment.
Okay.
And that's what Hawk Funds stands for. Hawk Funds is to help people live a stress-free financial future. And how do we do this? We do this through our investment plans. When you come to our office at Omasrichin Plaza, number 15, Kensarawiwa Street, former Stadium Road, close to Air Force Junction, Port Harcourt. When you come there, you're going to get everything we do in Hawk Funds.
What is the unique thing about Hawk Fund? Why is it different from others?
We offer what is known as Memorandum of Understanding, MOU. This can be tendered at the law court in case there's anything, in case Hawk Funds deviates from the terms of the contract.
People that want to call you, they want to reach you, how are they going to get across to you?
Now, if you want to reach us, you can call us on 081 0180 1067. Let me take it again. 081 018 01067. Omasri Chin Plaza, number 15, Ken Sarawiwa Street, former Stadium Road, close to Air Force Junction. Or better still, you can check us out, investment company. We are a team of financial market experts. Now, when our clients come, our clients leverage on our expertise in the market. What they do, they just put their fund, and at the close of every month, we give them their return. And after 6 months, they take back their capital and their return.
I think I like this aspect. I love it. People that want to call you, they want to reach you, how are they going to get across to you?
For those who want to call us on phone, 081 0180 1067. 081 018 01067. Or you can come to Omasrichin Plaza, number 15, Ken Sarawiwa Street, the former Stadium Road, close to Air Force Junction, Port Harcourt.
Are you in need of a secured investment company with a proven track record of delivery? Then visit Hawk Funds at Omasrichin Plaza, number 15, Ken Sarawiwa, former Stadium Road, Port Harcourt, or visit them online at www.hawkfunds.org. For further inquiries, call 08101 801 067 08101 801 067. Money security is guaranteed with third-party insurance. Hawk Funds, investing beyond now.
Every day, every hour, when the big stories break, depend on our 24-hour news team to bring you the latest. Today, 95.1 FM.
Today, 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. News update.
Good afternoon. Here is the news update on Today 95.1 FM. I am Wealth Wilson. The Senate has announced it will proceed on a 3-week Easter break from Thursday. The lawmakers would, however, be holding committee meetings within the 19 days Easter break. This was announced by the Senate President Ahmed Lawan at the end of plenary today. Lawan said the break will commence Thursday and last till Tuesday, April 13, 2021. Some members of Rivers State chapter of the National Youth Council of Nigeria says they have dissolved the Chijioke Ihunwo-led executive committee. Some members of the management committee of the NYCN, including some of the local government coordinators and leaders of affiliate groups who made the claim in a media briefing in Port Harcourt, directed Ihunwo to hand over all the properties belonging to the youth group in his possession within 24 hours. The coordinator of MOHA Youth, Innocent Woke, who read out their communique, said their decision follows the expiration of the tenure of Chijioke Ihunwo and his executive committee, allegations of misappropriation of funds, gross misconduct, and abuse of power, amongst other offences. The group said Ihunwo, upon the elevation of former state chairman of the NYCN, Sokubo Sari Igbe, as the national president, came to complete the tenure of Sari Igbe, which elapsed since 2020. Woke said in order to avoid a vacuum, The management committee of the NYCN appointed him to act as the state chairman, Napoleon Spieth as deputy, while Allwell Jamala as the secretary. Our correspondent Uchendu Jowo reports that security agencies had earlier taken over the state secretariat of the NYCN and attempted to arrest the Humwo following controversy that ensued when Sokobo Sarah Igbe arrived the venue to inaugurate newly elected ESCOs. The Commissioner of Police, Friday Ebuka, has, however, summoned the faction of the youth group to the state headquarters to resolve the issues. One Chief Vincent Nnamdi Otto, who was sentenced to 1 month imprisonment at the Port Harcourt Correctional Center for contemptuous action and threat to life, has been granted pardon by the court. Chief Nnamdi Otto had, while responding to questions during a cross-examination from the witness box, shouted at the presiding judge, Justice Adolphus Enebili, and walked out of the witness box while threatening to deal with everyone involved in the matter. The presiding judge, Justice Adolphus Enebili, however, ordered that Chief Nnamdi Otto be put back in the box and thereafter sentenced him to 1 month imprisonment before adjourning till 17th of May 2021 for continuation of cross-examination. Our correspondent reports that Justice Enebili, however, ordered that the convict be brought to court after spending 15 days in prison following an apology letter by the chief and a motion by his counsel, Jerry Amadi, requesting for the bail of his client, or that he should be made to pay a fine equivalent to the remaining days to be spent in prison. Justice Enebili, in his ruling, granted pardon to the convict without awarding any fine, but ordered that the chief must sign an undertaking which must be verified by the court. The judge also expressed hope that the pardon. Netanyahu, who is Israel's longest-serving leader, has vowed to form a right-wing government led by his Likud party. A smaller right-wing party, Yamina, led by former Netanyahu's loyalist Naftali Bennett, is forecast to win 7 seats, but has not explicitly declared which side it will support. And that was the news update on Today 95.1 FM. Do not forget, take responsibility. Wash your hands frequently with soap and running water. Avoid touching your face and high contact surfaces to prevent the spread of COVID-19. Once again, good afternoon. I am Wealth Wilson. Do stay tuned. The platform on radio comes up shortly.
Today's news, today's entertainment, today's sports, today's issues. Today on Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt.
I am a proud Nigerian. I have been placed here by God for a time such as this.
At my back. The degradation, challenges, and problems faced by Nigeria are the perfect backdrop for me to develop and utilize my God-given potential.
I will not complain. I will not criticize. Rather, I will use my skills, gifts, relationships,
and experience to find long-lasting and revolutionary solutions to the many challenges confronting Nigeria.
Nigeria will rise again.
Because I am here, I will leave this nation
a better place than I met it. I will work to make Nigeria a praise on the earth.
I will work to make Nigeria a praise on the earth. So help me God.
Let me tell you how I got this far.
This message is brought to you by Today 95.1 FM, Voice of the People.
It all begins with breaking news.
Now make no mistake, this is a difficult mission, and it will remain difficult for some time.
Then it keeps trending. Events, issues, personalities, all struggling to gain attention. But in the race for deadlines, the intrigues, power play, undercurrents are often missed or underreported.
Insecurity here is basically a product of poverty.
But not anymore. As the platform on radio steps in to fill the missing links on events, issues, and personalities in the news.
I'm not afraid of anybody.
The platform on radio serves only the hottest topics and trending issues. Only on Today 95.1 FM. 95.1 FM. Port Harcourt. Every weekday at 4 p.m. Get on the platform on radio and be served.
All stands, greet.
Good morning, sir. Good morning. You're welcome to Jagbajantis High School. My name is Sound Sultan, your new mathematics teacher. By the way, do you understand Pidgin English? Yes, sir. Okay, now what we go use henceforth? Okay, carry your paper. Carry your paper. Fem for my class. People of this world, them plenty. Sins of this people, many. So many. Many times plenty, multiplier. Many times plenty, multiplier. Multiply the answer you get now waiting, they make poor man they cry. The answer you get now waiting, they make rich man they mess and leaders they lie. The answer you get now waiting, they make young boys and girls join party gang. Answer you get now waiting, they make innocent man rot inside the jail. Get it, and then agree to grant and bail. Get it, oh. Everybody, oh yeah, oh, join Jamba-Jantis, make we solve mathematics. We did our continent, so Oyibo say, about mass, we go use take solve mathematics. So follow Jamba-Jantis. So ya carry by be for brotherhood. Love your neighbor as yourself, oh for objectivity. Be objective, G for democracy. Democracy. Now M for modification. Our behavior, let's stand to the same. A accountability. If you've been a chop money, I beg you take them easy. S for solidarity. United and divided. Oh my shell. We enter new millennium. Nigerians like 120 million. One population of 6 billion. 6 billion. Divide that one by 120 million altogether. Oh yeah. Altogether. The answer you get now waiting, they make people they jar. Come on for Niger. Answer you get now waiting, they make people want travel. By hook or by crook. The answer you get now waiting, they make people they sleep for embassy, for visa. Answer you get now waiting, they make people they sell them property. Get it, then they travel, see. Get it, oh, hey. Everybody, oh for objectivity. Be objective, gentlemen, lady. Be for democracy. No matter how hard it is, better military. M for modification. Of our behavior, down to the stereo. A accountability. If you've been a chop money, I beg you take them easy. S for solidarity. United we stand and divided. Oh my shell. You just the HSCity. Shut it down. And there's the VG City. Shut it down. Right go level for HSCity. HSCity. The rich man corner be VG City. VG City. You try add AJ and VG City all together. Oh yeah, all together. The answer you get now waiting, they make rich man oppress and then suppress. The answer you get now waiting, they make poor man depress. But then aggress. The answer you get now waiting, they make poor man they try to keep up with the Joneses. Answer you get now waiting, they make poor man begin. They try to prove a limit. Get it. Never get money, then they finish. So, boy, both say the bun must we go use takes of mathematics. So follow your guidance. So you can read
Situation in this nation, disposition, our condition, unexplainable pain in our hearts, not to mention brothers killing brothers for paying salvation. Resolutions are made, but always made with lack of vision. Imperfection is the order as we keep seeking solutions. Only God can solve this mathematical equation.
Thanks for your contribution. Now, any more questions?
It all begins with breaking news.
This is a difficult mission, and it will remain difficult for some time.
Then it keeps trending. Events, issues, personalities, all struggling to gain attention. But in the race for deadlines, the intrigues, power play on the currents are often missed or underreported.
Insecurity here is basically a product of poverty.
But not anymore. As the platform on radio steps in to fill the missing links on events, issues, and personalities in the news.
I'm not afraid of anybody.
The platform on radio serves only the hottest topics and trending issues. Only on Today 95.1 FM. 95.1 FM. Port Harcourt. Every weekday at 4 p.m. Get on the platform on radio and be served.
2023 is threatened not so much because it's so far away and by the bandit or whatever, but it is being threatened by the irresponsibility of politicians and those who are leading this country. This is real. The real threat to this country is not just coming from bandits and upstarts and people like all these people saying this one must go, this one must leave. It is being threatened by people who swore to secure this country, to protect it, and people who are not doing that. And by people who are not telling them the truth. How many governors have actually decided, look, we need to go and meet the president and ask and demand? And it's not just on partisan lines. Every governor is facing massive security challenges. And you have political party leaders who say, this one is fixing problems, this one is trying to recruit people, this one is trying to get politicians who believe their chances for 2023 are better if they are in this party or in that party. In the meantime, the country is burning. This is the real threat to Nigeria in 2020 and 2023 is coming from our leaders, not even coming from the criminal.
I was the spokesman of the Northern Elders Forum, talking accusing politicians of threatening the unity of Nigeria. Well, time check is right about now. That's 18 minutes gone past the hour of 4. As I welcome you to another edition of the platform on radio, of course, on your premium talk station Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. And my name still remains Agenoji, Jonathan Agenoji. I shall give you insight into some of the news reports making the rounds. The platform on radio is a program where we come to, slice up trending issues with correspondent reports. Our correspondents are out there sourcing reports from the field, and on this program we take their reports and have them give us more details. Perhaps you get to hear what is not entirely in the news. On today's menu, former CBN Deputy Governor Obadiah Mailafia once against arrest of Yoruba-born activist. That's talking about Sunday Igboho. Now, they continue to push a secessionist agenda. That's a major question I think you'd like to, find out. So call me on 0817 0000 951. That is 0817 0000 951. Better still, you can also call the other line 0810 951 0951. And of course, on our SMS. You can send me a mail, or an SMS rather, on 0701 933 9962. Good. Should the security agencies fold their arms and allow Igbo continue to push a secessionist agenda? A major question. Okay, let's have your calls coming in right about now. You can still call me, as I said, on 0817 000 0951 or 0810 951 951. Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Good evening to you.
Good evening. Yeah, good evening to you. My name is Daniel.
It's nice to have you, Daniel. Please go on.
For me, anybody has right to push anything he thinks that it is right for him, as long as you're not being violent about it. It's an ideology, and I don't think I have listened to him. He have never said, use your gun, use this and all that. Secondly, why do we live in a country whereby it looks like it is a taboo to talk about secession? I think we don't have to do it in Nigeria, in a gun-barrel Nigeria, which is you must stay together with this gun. If you want to go, I show you going to remain here. It looks like it's a prison. We should talk about having a country whereby people are happy to be in that country.
All right.
Why is some people is unhappy? Because of what injustice that is going on on federal level.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you. You made your point. Thank you so much then. Okay, hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
It's nice to have you. Your name and where you're calling from.
Mr. John from Port Harcourt.
John, please go on.
Yes, for me, this is my personal opinion. I think Igboho should have been arrested even before now. Yes, for obvious reasons.
All right, please go on quickly.
In the first place, you don't go and start declaring republic in a country that already has a republic. That is an act of treason. In fact, I wonder why our security agents have allowed that guy to be, running around and creating nuisance. Imagine, or how does it, appear to be?
Oh, well.
The presence of a country that has law, a country that already exists as a sovereign nation, and you are doing those rubbish.
Your point is taken, and I want to tell you, thank you so much. Okay. All right. Hello. Good afternoon.
If it wants to separate, there are some channels. You should follow the right channel, not to because of it want to separate and it cause problem or cause damages to other Nigerians.
0951. Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon, Jonathan.
It's nice to have you.
Security agencies. See, are we in democracy? Yes. The Igbo, does he have the right to declare that he's not a Nigerian? Yes. In a marriage, if we are tired of the marriage, you have every right to say, I not do again. Yes. Is there anywhere in Constitution that says if you declare that you are not a Nigerian, you want to be on your own? Is there anything that Nigerian Constitution say they should kill that person? No. Why are you arresting the man?
Chris, calm down. Do you know that there are forms and procedures in dealing with these things?
Yes, I know.
So then let's go on, please.
Now, how can Igbo go through those procedures that you are telling me now? How can he go when there is no procedure for that? What's the idea?
Well, Chris, I'll tell you one thing for sure. Those procedures, I'm quite sure. I am tired. You never actually appendixed your name here, but thank you also for the message. Okay, go on, Noble.
Sorry, let me ask you this question. Between the Igbo or the name and this herdsmen, who is more dividing Nigeria? Who is dividing Nigeria more?
I think the question should be going to you. What do you think?
Okay, let me read the question for people that are saying that the guy, a security man, don't need to be calm on him. The herdsmen have been going round to villages killing Nigerians, and even some individuals have gone to their camp, even when they're with security men.
Okay, Noble. I was actually going to say you should be noble. Now, there should be no generalization of herdsmen, because you can't say...
Have you heard? Returns Market Investment Nigeria Limited have diversified into building a cooperative society with a brand name, Returns Market Multipurpose Cooperative Society Limited, which has given its members opportunity to monthly 10% dividend of their share capital. That is, members enjoy share dividend on monthly basis where funds are placed on various profitable sectors like logistics and transports, financial markets, real estate, industrial productions. All registered members of Returns Market Cooperative have duly received their 10% dividend monthly for the past 4 years and still counting without stories. For more inquiries on how to become a member of our cooperative, you can contact our office today at Returns House, number 33B, Rumola. Choose Returns Market Multipurpose Cooperative Society Limited.
95.1 FM, voice of the people.
And we're back.
Okay, well, remember to call or send SMS to me. Justice to it.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Your name and where you're calling me from?
My name is Obinna.
Obinna, please.
It's because Africa don't like truth. And because we like truth, Africa, before we will be civilized, it will take us another 200 years. All of anybody who is blaming Sunday Igboho or is blaming Nandekalo, blaming Asari Dokubo is wasting his time. We are not one. Nigeria is not one. Let everybody go on his own way.
Well, you know too well that is entirely your opinion. Thank you so much. Let's move on. Hello. Okay, well, if you want to have a more insight into what we're talking about on platform, just call us on 081700000951. The Northern Elders Forum says or have said the 2023 general election is being threatened by what it says is the irresponsibility of political leaders in the country. Okay, the spokesman of the Northern Elders Forum, Dr. Akim Ahmed, made the claims when he appeared as a guest on a live television program. Akim said the rhetorics of some politicians who he said are more interested in the 2023 election threaten the peace of the country. Well, let's feel a bit of what he had to say.
2023 is threatened not so much because it's so far away and by the bandit or whatever, but it is being threatened by the irresponsibility of politicians and those who are leading this country. This is real. The real threat to this country is not just coming from bandits and upstarts and people like all these people saying this one must go, this one must leave. It is being threatened by people who swore to secure this country, to protect it, and people who are not doing that. And by people who are not telling them the truth. How many governors have actually decided, look, we need to go and meet the president and ask and demand? And it's not just on partisan lines. Every governor is facing massive security challenges. And you have political party leaders who say, this one is fixing problems, this one is trying to recruit people, this one is trying to get politicians who believe their chances for 2023 are better if they're in this party or in that party. In the meantime, the country is burning. This is the real threat to Nigeria in 2020 and 2023 is coming from our leaders, not even coming from the criminal.
Okay, that was Dr. Hakim. Now, do you agree with the spokesman? He's a spokesman of the Northern Elders Forum. Do you agree with what he has just said, or do you seem to disagree with him? Let's have your opinion, voice, lean your voice on what is actually happening, out there. As far as the Northern Elders Forum is concerned, politicians and what have you. The lines are still open. 0817
The security agencies are engaging even in politics and even securing people. The governors are playing politics and securing the people. Even the presidency is playing politics or even tribalism and securing the people.
Oh, wow.
So if you have the leaders,
I wouldn't know about all of this. You probably have your evidence and what have you.
I can give you big reference by the statement of the spokesman of the presidency when he talked about the Fulani headers.
Okay.
And the way they defended them.
All right. Thank you so much. You made your point. Thank you so much. I'm going to let you go. Thank you. Okay. Well, hello.
Hello.
Hello, good evening. Your name and where you're calling me from?
My name is Henry. I'm calling from Port Harcourt.
Okay, welcome to the platform. Go on.
Do you know what I really want to say?
Yes, please go on. Tell me.
You medias are the problem.
Really?
And now let me clear you. See, now I now believe what Tupac Shakur said when he.
Well, I'm not talking about Tupac Shakur. I'd like to appreciate you. Go straight to your point. The question here is: do you agree with the spokesman of the Northern Elders Forum? This is what I read out to you.
If I say that what he said is wrong, you will tell me you will shut me up.
No one is shutting you up. It is your voice. Let's have your voice. Go on quickly. You have barely 1 minute left.
Okay. What I want to say is that what he said is the truth.
Okay.
And what are you guys doing to help our voice being heard?
Your voice is being heard right now. You are talking and they are listening to you.
Who is listening to me?
The government. Thank you so much. You've made your point. Okay, well, hello. Okay, well, one thing you all need to know is your voice is definitely being heard, so let's keep it that way. Hello. Hello.
Yeah. I just want to. My name is Adimia. I want to say that slave ostrich in this country.
Okay.
How can you ever find peace? It's like we're looking for peace. But we see injustice and we perpetrate injustice, and every day it is injustice, and we behave as if we don't know that people will not take it. We just think we can give it out, and so it will go. And when we finish, we want one narrative to justify it. And anybody who says, who in fact stands up to speak, that person is the one causing the problem. How can you ever find peace without justice?
Okay, so what is your point exactly? Make your point exactly.
As far as I'm concerned, Igbo should continue to do what he is doing.
All right.
Territories should continue. This is our country.
Well, if you remember, my question, it's not about Igboho right now. Okay?
Okay.
Oh, so let's just have our focus on my question. Thank you. Okay, here we go. Hello.
Yeah. Good afternoon, Jonathan.
Good afternoon. Your name and where you're calling from?
Yeah, this is Honorable Chris O'Chris. Let me go straight to your question.
Thank you.
Why did I say so? When this herdsmen started, I know...
No, I didn't say anything. I'm listening to you. Please go on. Let's have your voice.
Yeah, before these guys will stop, are you telling me that it's because of cow that this guy, how much are they selling cow that we use it to afford to buy AK-47? Who are those people who are sponsoring this guy?
Hello, you are going completely out of the discussion this evening, please.
My point is that what the man said is truth.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to let you go. What the man said is truth. Okay, hello.
Hello, my good friend.
It's nice to have you. Your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Rezana Panya, one of...
That the authorities of the police are more documented than the actual activities of the bank and the other terrorists. The authorities of the police, you should be more specific. Tell the present ruling government, tell the top in charge commander-in-chief of the armed forces, you should not be specific to tell directly.
So basically, you are in support of his statement. All right, thank you so much. I'm going to let you go on that note. Hello.
Hello, Jonathan. Good evening.
It's nice to have you. Please go on your name and where you're calling from.
AB calling from Port Harcourt.
AB, it's nice to have you. Please kindly go on then.
Thank you. The statement of Jonathan, likely like what someone says, Boko Haram, they all fall by politicians. Well, to some extent, we can agree to that, but the politicians from which of the tribe, I think the politicians from the north should know what is going on with Boko Haram.
Okay.
And the banditry and the herdsmen per se.
All right. AB, thank you so much for being very straight. At this point, I'm going to go on a commercial break, and when I come back, I think I'm going to pick your calls. Okay, misconception. The House of Representatives has mandated its Committee on Petroleum Resources downstream to conduct and investigate hearing to ascertain the true state of the Port Harcourt refinery following the approval of $1.5 billion, that's $1 billion by the federal government for the rehabilitation of the facility. Now, the House has also mandated the committee to carry out a comprehensive audit of funds previously spent on the Port Harcourt refinery and all the refineries across the country. These are major issues. And guess what? The resolution follows a motion that was moved as a matter of public importance by Onofiok Luke from Akwa Ibom State. The lawmakers expressed worry that so much has been spent on maintaining and rehabilitating the refineries, but the output have barely improved. These are pertinent issues. And for what it's worth, they also asked the federal government to grant licenses and provide incentives for construction of modular refineries. Now, you ask yourself a question before I throw this to you. What do you think about the resolution of the lawmakers? And if you want to know again, the lawmakers actually expressed worry that so much had been spent on maintaining and rehabilitating the refineries, but the output have barely improved. So that means it is neither here nor there. So the question I'm asking you right now is, what do you think about the resolution of the lawmakers? Is this something we should actually lean on, accept, or what do you think? Call me and let's do the talk. 0817 0000 951. That is 0817 0000 951 or 0810 9510 951. You can also SMS me. Well, I'm going to apologize. I wouldn't be able to pick your SMS. Well, my portal is a bit on the ground, or down rather. But do me a favor. Call the lines I've actually, reeled out to you. Okay, hello.
Hello?
Hello, good evening. Your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Daniel. I don't know if I have right to talk again.
Of course you do. Please, by all means, go on.
Okay.
But stick to the question. Stick to the question.
I am doing that. What I think of the resolution is simple. Individuals making noise. Just individuals making noise over there. And I say